So when are you going to get that nice big fancy intro so we can do the little like dancing puppets or whatever?
I don't really understand it.
What do you mean you don't understand it? I mean, Richard makes it look so easy.
um, I don't really understand the intros and how they work and where you put them in to do your videos and stuff like that. I just don't. I need to read up more on it. The trouble is, I just don't get no time.
I know you. Every time I see you and you're laying on the couch watching TV with your shirt off, and you call me up, that's got to take up a good portion of the day.
It's tough, you know. People don't realise it how hard it is because you got to lay down on the sofa and do as little as possible to keep cool.
Or turn on the air condition.
No, I ain't going to turn on the air conditioning.
I literally just turned I got into the house because it's been hot today. It's actually been very hot today for it being December here. You know, it's one of the hot days. Even the ties are going lawn, and I'm going, yeah, or I'm saying it, no way, and they're going, no,
No.
lawn. They're telling me, they're not asking a question. They're telling me, no, it's hot. So I got back in from the market. And I walked inside, and outside's a little, it's cooled off quite a bit. But boy, the apartment was just baking, and I can't get it to. That's the one thing I'll say is this one, with it all being solid concrete, it's really sealed off pretty good for the most part. So unless I open up both doors and get a good breeze coming through, which they don't have right now, I just clicked on the AC for about 10, 15 minutes just to cool the place off to get it to match the temperature outside.
I
And
must admit, I'm tempted tonight to put aircon on.
yeah, I mean, I just clicked it. I'm telling you, I clicked it on. When I clicked it on, the thermostat on the AC said 32, which, what is that?
Yeah,
30, double it plus whatever. So, it was hot as shit in here.
yeah. Well, you
Um,
know me. I just don't normally use air conditioning, but
well, for the apartment, I'd recommend turning it on every once in a while, getting a workout. Anything that just sits there is going to go to crap anyway. So it's
oh, it is
probably
what I
good
say.
to, yeah, there you go. See how I convinced you to do that? Just turn it on just to make sure it works.
Yeah, I just wanna. I just put my glasses on because I can't see the
There you go.
controls. Fucking terrible when you're old.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I just come back from the big jumped in market down there and jumped in or not jumped in. And I tell you what, I was very impressed with that. That do you know how that market, the big they call it the big market jumped in. Do you know how that came about?
Nah.
Okay, so remember when they made all that nice beach area down there and they finally got it opened and the road is only so big? They expanded the beach. The beach is like football fields in length going out to the sea. It's very beautiful. They did a fantastic job at expanding the beach down there. It's very clean, very nice. And they forgot to do one thing, which was add parking. They
Right.
didn't follow through all the way with it. Surprise, surprise. So you had of everybody parking on the street, and then you had all the vendors, all these food carts and everything. Just, I mean, line the sidewalks to where you couldn't walk past. It was overflowing into the street, and they were selling. It was this, it was that. So finally, the city came in and put the kibosh to it and said, "No more, no more." And it
Yep.
had people go down there and protest and say, "No, we're making good money." And as a kind of you know, a compromise. I won't say it was a compromise. They said, no, we're not going to budge on this because y'all are taking up too much real estate, and that's not what it was for. But we'll create your little market down there where you can put your food stalls and sell your food and go about it that way. So they did
Yep.
that. And I tell you what, um, mostly ties. Mostly ties. You know how you go to the Jump Inn market
Yep.
right there close to the Wombat? I mean, it's full of Russians. You got quite a few ties in there, but mostly Russians and
Yep.
foreigners and stuff, and crappy food. Um,
Yep.
this one down there in Don Jumped In was good food and mostly ties, and it takes me a good 10 minutes more to get to it, but I will pass up the other market and Jumped In and go to that one every day of the week.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, every day of the week. Good, fair prices too. Fair on them. They've got everything listed. I was looking at the prices, and keep in mind, I'm used to that Pattaya market prices, and then making it up to Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai and ate up there, and I'm going, oh yeah. Yeah, you guys are sticking it to us down in Pattaya. It's a tourist town, but I would say very reasonable. You can get a plate of food for 40, 50 baht. You know, can't really bitch about that too much, and it's all
No.
pretty good for the most part, especially Thai dishes. Like I
Is,
said, I
is it?
just had
Was it busy? Was it busy down there today?
yeah. Oh God, Second Road was down there it was usually like
Oh,
desolate road, and you can just run the gambit. No, it was pretty crowded, and once you got closer into Jomtien, around where Supertown and all that is, it was definitely crowded. That stretch between Soi Five, Pradamak, and that Dong Tan Beach area right there, it was absolutely
gotcha.
rammed. Excuse the pun.
As you do.
So, um, I don't think too many people are going to get that joke. Dong Tan's, I'll explain it slowly for everybody. I said the beach was rammed, and Dong Tan Beach is the gay beach. So, that will get you a good copyright strike, probably, or a mark or something. We'll probably get reported. Someone will complain about that.
Oh, yeah, I'll probably get struck off or something, you know.
Yeah. But who's in the chat with us today? We got the says showing 5.
Yeah, you got. I think Chris is there, but he might be lurking in the background. And you got Joe, and you got 6 now in the background. So I don't know
Nice.
who's there.
Everybody, don't forget to
So,
smash that like button.
yeah, say hello. Yeah, they got
Yeah.
4 likes.
Well, I just smashed it for you.
I got 5 now.
Yeah. Look out. We're
Wow,
on our way.
on our way. Might get up to
So,
10.
and,
Yeah,
and
so,
for,
so it's been quite a good week, really. We went out on Saturday, which we will speak no more of, but we went out there and went to do a few food review, which we didn't. And it's not that we just want to keep the channel positive, and we don't want to go to a restaurant and then say, "Oh yeah, this is great," and then you guys go there and it turns out to be bad, and you have a
I,
bad experience.
I
So
agree.
we're only. It's got to be honest. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just got to be
Well, I
honest.
agree and disagree with you when you say you want to keep the channel positive, and I want to keep it real.
Yeah,
And what I mean by that is the reason why I did that video, and I think I explained it. And, when you're on the Richard travel
yeah,
show,
yeah.
Richard's cut for time, and I can't really sit there and go on and on and on and
No,
explain it and get long winded here. We need
yes,
filler time anyways.
yeah,
So my thoughts behind it was, all right, we're kind of new. We're getting videos out there pretty much every Tuesday and Friday or around those days. We're trying to figure out our time. We did one last Tuesday with the Greek restaurant. That was Tuesday, correct? Yeah,
yes,
that was Tuesday. And then all of a sudden, we missed Friday because I was busy, you were busy, or
yeah,
we went out for
yeah,
breakfast on Thursday and it was a
yeah,
repeat. It was at Casa
yeah,
Pascal,
yeah.
and it was
That was good.
nice. Like I said, it was nice just to be able to sit there and talk to everybody without having to film or this or that. It was just relax
Yeah,
and
that was
and
nice.
and
I
do it.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good people, good company. So it was that, and that's why I was thinking. Okay, Friday. Okay, I missed it. I actually did get out Friday. Or there was another day I got. It was Wednesday I went out. No, yeah, Wednesday night I went out and I went to Tsunami Sushi Buffet, and I had filmed some of the food on there, like all that, and I planned on doing an intro and everything. But I tell you what, if you remember Wednesday night, it was just piss rain and something awful. And we were in the car, so we were trying to dodge the rain. So I couldn't get outside. The restaurant was packed, so I couldn't get the hellos and goodbyes and actually formulate a decent video. So I just have a
Yeah,
bunch of food footage, which I could probably fill in some stuff later and make something out of it, but it
yeah,
wouldn't
I'm
be
sure.
the typical format. So it was Saturday when I told you, I said, okay, I want to go out. I'm going to place X. And you went, that's not too bad. I can meet you over there. I said, yeah. He said, all right. And we figured out a time. I went and got a foot scrub beforehand, and you
Yeah,
traveled, and somebody else met us out. Someone took a bolt and met us out there. And we knew that this day was going to come. We just don't know when it's coming. And it came at the
no,
very worst time of, all right, because normally we could have just scrambled and said, okay, let's go over here and have a dessert or go to an ice cream place and have an ice cream and do an
yeah,
ice cream video. but it was Saturday afternoon. This place is a madhouse right now, and I'm going crap. And you knew that I was a little fired up. I wasn't fired up. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do what we said we weren't going to do. I'm getting ready to slack this restaurant off. I'm
Yeah,
going
yeah, yeah,
outside. And you're
yeah,
like, all right, Ryan, do your thing. And I got
yeah,
out there and I thought about it and I was like, no, don't be a jackass. Don't be that guy.
yeah, yeah,
Don't be, what do they say? You got Karens and what's the male version of Ken? I was like, don't
yeah,
be a Ken. Don't be a
yeah,
Ken. Don't be a
yeah.
Karen.
It's not
Don't be
worth
that
it.
guy.
Yeah,
And I knew that if I did it, because I could have done it how I do things,
yeah,
and I know the video. You know, the scary part is that video probably would have got a lot more traction than any of our other videos because
yeah.
hate and all that
It's the
sells.
repercussions, though. The
Yeah,
repercussions
it
would have
would have
been
been the
horrendous.
it would have got back to them. There's no doubt about it. It would have been
Oh, I
picked
reckon we'd
up.
have ended up in court.
I don't think we would have ended up in court because I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't be
drug you in on it.
surprised. Oh, I
Well,
wouldn't
he
be
can take me to
surprised.
court all he wants. He can kiss my ass on that. But if he can't, but
Like my main course, I have to say, my main course was excellent. Yeah, I had no problem with my main
and I
course.
remember you saying that, and I think that's what I really got down to it. It wasn't bad enough for me to slack somebody off because, like you said, what you ate it wasn't meat and potatoes, but the meat and potatoes of it,
Yeah.
and metaphorically, you said, "Man, this is pretty decent," and I
Oh yeah.
said, "Well, this portion of my meal is good."
Yeah.
That's the only thing, though. The rest of it
But when I
wasn't
ordered the
worth the
French
money.
fries, it's my fault as well because really I should have asked to see the owner.
Well, I don't know if that
I
would
should
help.
have done. I should have asked to see the owner because if you're paying 75 baht, which is $2 for 12 French fries.
I wouldn't even said it was the count. You got to go by the weight of it. Literally, you could have taken the French fries and held it in your hand like this, and taken a
What?
bite out of them, and like making a fist with them because the portion
Yeah.
size was so small. I think
Yeah.
a small
So
order
I
at
ordered another
McDonald's is
portion.
smaller,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ordered another portion.
and
yeah,
they
to
charged you
make
for it, a full portion.
Yeah. So I've paid $4 for a small portion of chips.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm in Thailand. I'm not in San Francisco, and it's not about that. As I said on the day, it's not about the money. It's about the principle of the matter.
Right, and and I
I got
think
no
one
problem
of
paying good money for good food. I got no problem.
and I think one of the funniest things I've ever heard, I was watching Brian Flowers live streams or one of his chats one day, and he said, "Don't be that guy that comes over here and counts the beans on your plate. It's what, oh,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
restaurant has how
Yeah,
many."
I love it. You
I
could
understand his principle there. I understand his
I
principle.
totally agree. But the
Eh,
thing is that there's a lot
But
of
this one
difference.
here, like I explained, if someone came out and handed you like a ketchup packet size of beans and said that was an order of beans, you'd go, "Wait a second,
Yeah,
are you shitting me? Is this like come from the kids menu? What's the deal?" You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but it was just a couple things, and my food, oh God, I almost mentioned. I don't even want to mention what type of food it is because I don't want people to try to
No.
deduce
Please
it or
don't.
anything like that. But there was
No.
portions of my meal that were cold. One portion
Yeah,
was hot. You saw the one thing that I said was good. You know, it was warm. It was very warm. They were very good, and that's why it was good because it's warm. But
yeah,
what it makes me believe is they cooked the rest of my meal, and that was the last thing they cooked. So the rest of my meal just sat up on the counter
yeah.
and
Now
got cold.
my main course dish was as good as I've had in Thailand for that dish.
Hmm.
What concerned me was I should have, to be honest with you, because I was fuming, so I should have spoke to the owner
Yeah. Well, not just that. And when I saw
because he might
what,
not know or she might not know. So
well,
if they
I
don't know,
and that's I'm gonna actually read this comment because I thought it was a good I wasn't slacking the guy off when I responded back. I hope he realizes, whoever this guy Ian was, that I truly meant what I said and I didn't take offense to it whatsoever, because a lot of
yeah,
people don't know me, so they
yeah.
don't know that I have very few feelings left.
Well, the thing is well, you just got a dry sense of humor, haven't you?
Yeah, that too. And I
Like
realized
me and you are so opposite. I'm an emotional wreck, and you are a cold-hearted bastard.
pretty much.
It is, though, isn't
So
it? It is the truth of it. That's probably the
yeah,
reason why we get on so well.
well,
It's a balance.
this guy, he wrote a comment in, and I looked at it and I read it and I kind of thought about it before. He said a bad experience twice. Are you only going to feature restaurants that are great? I
Yes.
agree that you don't need to trash a business, but couldn't you try to? I think he said home, but I think hone. He meant hone
Yeah.
in on any good features of the restaurant, and maybe offer constructive criticism on the other poor aspects.
You just don't work that
And
way.
and um, and well, this was my response to him. I said,
F you, motherfucker.
no, I didn't say that. I said, that's a difficult one. Anything perceived as a negative comment, even with good intentions or constructive criticism, can find you in trouble. After
Yeah.
discussion, we found it's just best not to mention anything. If an owner manager is not engaged in their restaurant well enough to know the problems, then I'm not going to tell them how to do their jobs. Thank you
Yeah.
for the comment, Ian. So,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm coming back to now. When you're saying you wanted to tell the owner, if he's not engaged, because he was there, we both saw him there. But if he's not engaged, if they don't have an expediter looking at the food coming out, or he's not engaged with it enough, and
Yeah.
he's just going to sit there and act like that's his little personal club to sit there and drink his coffee, I'm not going to do his job for him and say, listen, this is shit.
No, no,
It's
no.
one of
But
those.
look, I've always done it because when I'm looking at like food reviews on, say, Facebook, and
Mhm,
somebody says, "Oh, I went to like ABC restaurant and I had such a shit experience," blah blah blah. My first response to them is, "Did you speak to the owner?"
right, right.
And it's
Well,
99% of the time, like myself, no.
and that's because most people don't want to get into that confrontation. They want to just get online and slack somebody off, and it makes them
Yeah,
feel better. They're worked up. Uh, I can tell you that there's only been once or twice in America where I got on the phone and called up. One was a wing place over there in America, and the service was so horrendous. It was so horrendous, and it was just god awful. God, like, you know, they handed me my bag of food to go. While I ordered some drinks with it. They're supposed to get me my cups, and she just threw the bag on the counter, turned around, and walked off. You can imagine what type of
yeah,
uh, people were running this place. And me, I said, "Excuse me, miss. I ordered some drinks, with it as well." Well, in America, they got the little fountain machine. You just go up there, and most places grab your little fountain drink on the way out, put your lid on it, and go. So they'll
yeah.
just hand you a to-go cup. She
Gotcha.
literally turned around and like grabbed them. They have the little sleeves below the counter, and she just literally tossed two up on the counter and then turned her back and started. Meanwhile,
Gotcha.
she's eating or drinking whatever smoothie it was from another place while serving. The the food was absolutely cold. It was like you couldn't make this up. Like they wanted to be at that restaurant, and I had done nothing, absolutely nothing to piss them off. I didn't go in there. I wasn't working, so I wasn't in uniform.
Yeah,
It was just a Sunday night. It was 8:30 at night. They closed at 10, and they just didn't feel like working anymore, I guess. So
yeah.
they were going to
That's
just be as nasty as they wanted to anybody. They just didn't give a shit.
no, no, no. Of course they don't. They really don't care.
So
It's just
so
the way it is.
so I got on the phone with the regional. And I explained to him what went on. And of course, he's like, well, we do have cameras in the place. I said, well, review the damn cameras. I'd love for you to see it. And
No,
he's
you
like, well,
can't.
I am going to take, and he was very nice at first, but, he's going to take his employees' backs and protect the company. And I said, please, review the cameras, all that stuff. A day later, I get a call back from him. He goes, can I please have your receipt number so I can give you a full refund? And I want to send you another gift certificate to try it again. And I was like, well, you can send the refund, but you could take the gift certificate and hold on to it and don't waste your time or
Can
money
you give me a
with it
beer?
because I won't be back. So, Ann and
Hello,
Ann and
Simply.
yeah, I was
Hello,
going to
Anne.
say Ann and Simply are here listening to
Yeah.
that. Ann. Oh,
Good
good. You
evening,
got some
girl.
people. So, but as you said, that was that. I'm almost willing to give them another shot because almost for an experimental reasons. Because you had a bad experience a year before during a certain
Thank you.
time.
Yeah.
I had been going there and had,
I've been going there years.
yeah, pretty much since I got back here. I'm trying to think when they opened and when I started. I don't think they were open. Didn't they open pretty much with the pandemic, or when did they open? Did I
That
go
was
there
open
in
through
20?
the pandemic.
I know that, but were they open
That's
2019?
to
Was
close
there?
certain times, but everybody had to close.
Yeah. So, anyways, but I'd been going there as well because I was like, oh, you got to try it. And I saw it on YouTube and everything. And I'm going, oh, I got to try this out. And I went there and I was like, man, this is great. This is great. This is wonderful. And I started making it through the menu. Well, I tried breakfast. Breakfast was great. Um, Dessert left a little something to be desired.
What do you
I
want?
was like, okay, just don't order dessert here.
Huh?
Everything else is good. Tried some of the other
You want what?
main dishes on the main menu. Thought it was great.
I just gave it to you.
Went back one day and it felt like they took my food and it had been rewarmed in a microwave. And I'm going, you guys got me. Okay, maybe this was an off day. Maybe it was an off day. And then the last time I went was Saturday, and I'm going, okay, it's not an off day. I almost want to give it another month or two and try it again to see if it's just going to shit. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll give it another go on another Saturday, and
see, that's what surprised me. Even though it was 1:30, I'd been there Saturday, and that place was rammed.
yeah.
Usually, I remember I went there one Saturday to eat, and it was like half furlongs everywhere. It was like croon. It was like yeah, God damn, I'm speaking to
because
somebody
the
that knows
traffic
that resembles that remark.
because the traffic's so bad in Patty and John TM on a Friday. I don't know. Maybe I'll meet you out there again next Saturday or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna give it a little longer. It probably won't be till after the new year that I'll give it another shot. But yeah, that's about it. But I tell you what, this place is picked up. It is picked up.
It's rammed.
I alluded to that. I sitting down. I stopped in and talked to the same shop when we after we ate and on my way back.
Yeah.
It was kind of one of those I was dreading the traffic and I really wanted just to sit down and have a water or a drink somewhere. So I stopped in at the Green Stop out there. I almost gave away locations. Anyways, I stopped in at the same shop that we had visited where you got your product.
Yep.
And I sat there and talked to my buddy out there who runs or owns the place. And we were talking about that same thing. We said, man, we can't tell if it's just the fact that no one's seen high season in a couple of years because even this high season in 2019, 2020 wasn't that bad. Like it was kind of a slow high season. And the one that was 2018, 2019, it was kind of a slow. It wasn't, so they're going back like 4 years going, all right,
Exactly.
they want to see the numbers of all the people that came in, or is this a fluke? What's going on? We know what's going on. It's all the Russians coming in. They're flying in straight flights from Moscow to Utapao, and they're taking over
back.
just God, please send them back.
Well, the young ones are not going back.
Well, the young one's not, but I don't care that. I don't care if I get in trouble for this. That's got to be some of the rudest ass people I've ever met in my life.
Well, John TM Beach is just now full of them, isn't it? Absolutely full of
everywhere. I mean, jumped in all the way into Pratamac. And that's, like I said, you go into a 7-Eleven.
I'm just staying. To be honest with you, like I'm going to Pattaya tomorrow because I want to show Anna the decorations.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take her to Central Festival. I do it every year. So every year we go there so she can see the Christmas tree and blah, blah, blah.
Well, you could always put her up a Christmas tree.
Well, it's just to get in that Christmas spirit, really, because it's very difficult, it's very difficult for me. So,
well, Papa came down here and helped me out with something around the apartment today. He brought something in from Satahip for me. I broke a board on the bed, and I took a picture of him, took the measurements, and said, "Where's there?" I was looking for a lumber yard, so I showed him what I needed. He goes, "Give me the measurements. I'll have it cut inside a hip, and I'll bring it to you when I come into the shop on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I mean, better boards than what's there now. I mean, they have cheap particle boards, and I got good thick plywood now. Good
Yeah.
that's made for furniture with the good black on it and everything like that. So now the bed's solid as hell, and he had to go down to the shop and change some weather stripping.
Yeah.
He had to change some weather stripping on there on the door, and of course he's trying to stand on the little ottomans and everything for the footstools.
I'm just going to share a screen. I'm just going to share a screen. Okay, but carry on talking. Go.
So he had to bring in the weather stripping, and of course, Papa can't stand up and get the top of the door for the weather stripping. So I'm sitting there. So we're hanging weather stripping and everything. We get done and we sit down and drink a Coke, and he looks and he goes, "You think I should put up a Christmas tree in the shop?" I was like, "No." He goes, "You gonna put up a Christmas tree in your room?" I said, "No." I was like, yeah.
Don't copyright strike me, Chris, because I've put your channel up.
Anybody that wants to see that white stuff, it kind of looks like that in certain parts of Pattaya, but it's not snow.
No, I know. But yesterday was amazing. I watched it yesterday for about 3 hours. Yesterday, I just had it on in the background,
Yeah.
And I've got no problem showing your channel, Chris. I love your channel. It's natural beauty.
Tom's turned into an old man. He just sits there instead of looking out the window, looking at the birds. Now he just looks at a computer, looking at the birds.
No. What I done was I had this on my 65-inch TV,
and the cat jumped at the screen
in HD because I said to him he should do a video because I'd love to know what camera he's using on this.
Yeah.
I really would. I want to know the details of it. I'm technical, but I'm only technical in certain fields, and this is not one of them. So
you don't say.
Well, it's just the way it is. You can't be a specialist in everything, because it's right being a jack of all trades, but the trouble is you're a master of none.
Correct.
Whereas
what are you a master
I'm an actual
in?
Specialist. I'm normally to be honest, I'm a master when it comes to servers, networks, stuff like that.
I'm a pretty good fisherman. They consider me a masturbator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or I was actually thinking about renaming the channel Master Baits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we're gonna leave up the birds. I kind of like the birds better.
Well, I thought it's
if we sit here and stare at it long enough, maybe, just maybe, one of the birds will come by and they'll get like a cat or something like that, jump up, and it'll be a real nature show.
Well, that was yesterday. My cat was attacking the TV screen when the birds were landing. The cat was trying to throw himself through the TV screen. So anyone who says cats can't see TVs, they're lying.
Yeah. Or if we wait long enough, we'll see Chris go run outside on his live stream half naked to prove that he can take the snow.
Yeah, well, it's -4 there. So it's
Is
about
that Celsius or Fahrenheit?
No, it's about 26, I suppose, 26, 27 Fahrenheit. And but if they have about 4 inches of snow, this whole scene will be totally different. But Chris goes out and feeds them every day, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. See, where I'm at would have problems with all the squirrels and everything else getting to it, which he might even have some. That's why I can kind of see that it's in the middle. I can kind of see his little platforms and everything that probably keep all the other critters out.
Yeah. Well, I can see on this channel, all the squirrels and all that, he shot them all.
Yeah. Well, it does snow in Asia, just in the northern part of it, China. I've been to Korea this time of year.
Look at that bird now. Look at that. See, but it's when the bluefinch comes down. It's unbelievable. The bluefinch.
The blue jays.
Oh, blue jays. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about birds, so
Yeah. Knock. That's the Thai word for bird. Knock.
I just think it's nice, when you can do something like this, it's just pleasant,
Well, you know what? You could always do something similar to that and set up a live stream outside, except for birds. It would be like the soy dogs or the rats.
Kevin's in, and he's saying it's a hard frost here in Clacton.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I tell you what, I don't miss that, Kevin. I'd have been living there off grid, freeze me nuts off.
I haven't put on jeans or pants in over a year now, and I don't miss it at all. And I told somebody that when I got out last year, because you got to realize I've now been here for over a year,
Yeah,
and I haven't been home in over a year now. And when I was leaving, I think we got a cold snap 1 or 2 days, and I had to throw on some jeans. And I
yeah,
told somebody, I said, I'm not going to miss this shit. Y'all enjoy the winter. I'm out of here.
yeah,
And I would message some of my friends and stuff going, "Hey, see the weather's kind of," and they'd go, "Shut up,"
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah,
we just
exactly.
we're used to it, but we don't. A lot of us don't like the colds. I mean,
Yeah,
because we're outside people, we're
yeah,
on the water and we do all that shit. We're kind of like we don't go as nuts as the Thais do. So I swear around here it got down to like 68 Fahrenheit one night. You could have rolled up the sidewalks and gone in because there was no Thais on the street. They're all huddling around whatever heat source they could get a hold of. I
yeah.
swear to God, I saw 5 of them standing around a light or just sitting there trying to warm up.
Well, no, a lot of them will. They will actually light fires,
Hmm.
and they stand around the fires, especially up in this end.
Yeah,
Up there, they kind of that's why they got no fucking trees up there. They've cut them all
well, they,
down.
yeah, you say that, but I've done that at home before too. There's nothing that we take more pride in, or that's something that's like I wouldn't say a rite of passage. That's one of our favorite pastimes is going over to a buddy's house or going. A lot of guys like to say they're going out hunting, which they
Yeah.
never take the gun out the bag, but they'll go to the camps or whatever, get a big bonfire going, crank that thing up,
What?
and then
What?
sit around drinking beer all night. So,
Okay, I just got to sort her out.
so you're gonna leave me alone to talk about the birds?
I can hear you, but it's mute.
Yep. So, well, Tom's out for the evening, so we got the birds there. Let me see if I can narrate it. Nope, not much going on. Chris, how cold? Let's see. What did Chris say? Thanks, Froze, for showing my snowy live stream. It's about 30 minutes behind, but that's okay. Lots of birds coming now. Well, that's nice. Tom's probably didn't hit the live button. He's probably went back and forth onto the YouTube and just didn't refresh it up to live. Joe's going to be right back. So everybody's leaving right now. It looks like it's almost an intermission. I guess we need somebody to get up there and do a dance or a song or something. I have no clue what Tom wanted to talk about this week. Of course, he'll do his Forex trading and everything like that. But back to what we're saying, it's crowded around here. It's a definitely high season. If you're coming out, here's my advice. Do not wait to get here to sort out a hotel room or accommodation because they're booking up fast. I don't even know when it's going to slack off. I've talked to some people that are in the real estate business and the real estate market, and they seem to think that it's not going to slow down anytime soon, whether it's March or April. Of course, I think that's wishful thinking for them as well because they said they've been hurting for the last 4 years, so the prices have doubled and tripled in some cases. Last year at this time, we were seeing some 35 square meter apartments and some residents that were going for 5,000 to 6,000 baht a month. I've seen them listed as high as 15,000 now, which is just ridiculous. So they're trying to recoup money. They're getting after it. So if you have any inclination to come to Thailand within the next 2, 3 months, definitely get your accommodation as quick as possible or your room and board. It's going up. It's going up and it's booking out fast. From what I understand, there's people that are snatching up apartments in the area, and they're doing it from their home country, sight unseen. Year contracts, not even looking at them, booking them online, booking them, sending an agent down there and saying, "I want that, book it for me," or calling the agent. So if you have any inclination to stay here, do it. My One of the guys around here just wanted to extend his hotel this week, and he couldn't do it because they've got the jet ski festival this week. So he actually had to scramble at the last minute and get an Airbnb.
Yeah.
But
It's all been good fun, really, isn't it? It's
Well,
very quiet.
that's what I was talking about. I told everybody, all three people in the chat, that
8,
if any
9.
nine, that if anybody's coming over here and they're considering staying here for, they're looking for an apartment or something like that, start booking it now, because if they try to get here and scramble at the last minute, the pickings are going to be slim and
Yeah,
high.
exactly.
You know,
Yeah, at the moment, it's a nightmare, isn't it? It's an absolute nightmare getting accommodation in Pattaya and
yes,
long-term accommodation.
long
Well,
term, because people are, like
they've
I
lost the
said,
plot. They've lost the plot.
all right, so you have an apartment complex right there at Pratamac and Second Roads, if you're
Yeah,
familiar with that area, that red light. So just picture one of the complexes in and around that area. I'm not going to name it by name.
yeah,
A year ago, right now, they were looking for somebody to get in there and rent for a month, a little 35 square meter, one bedroom apartment. Simple as hell. Walk in, there's a couch, there's a TV, there's a little kitchen area, there's the one bedroom, there's the one bathroom. Little small balcony, with or without a washing machine, optional. 35 square meters, 5 to 6,000 baht all day, every day. You could find them as many as you want. Right now, I saw on Facebook they had one for 15,000 baht, 1 year contract,
oh,
and I went, "Oh shit!" I said, "Wow, yeah." Now, reasonably, they're saying 15, but you could get it for 12, 13, or talk them down that much. But
yeah,
realistically, I don't think it would be worth no more than 8 or 9.
yeah. And that's what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, 2 years ago, you get accommodation in Pratanac
Right.
for under 10,000, and now you're lucky to get it under 18.
Correct. And what's going on is this has become a very desirable neighborhood as well. Since they finished the beach down there, and since it started to pick up during the pandemic, this was one of the only places where people were coming. People were going because there wasn't much to do. So people were going down to the beach, down there at the bottom, walking Dongtan Beach, stuff like that. They're doing the walking path, everything. They're hanging out at nighttime, going to 7-Eleven, getting a beer, sitting on the sidewalks, because it's a big area and the police really weren't messing with them too much down there.
Yeah,
And so it became a very popular area. A lot of restaurants started popping up. Look, that's right there. You got the Cajun, you got all of them.
yeah,
A lot of coffee shops,
yeah.
restaurants, everything started popping up on Soy 5.
You got everything
And
down. You got tacos. You got tacos down
you
there.
got
You got
everything.
Thai food,
If you pretty much want
pizzas,
it down there,
burgers.
yeah, you got everything. Kebab stands, street cart food. You've got that little center point place that started out with like 3 or 4 huts, and now it's
Yeah,
got to have like 15 to 20. And like you said, selling everything from a pizza to Thai food to Russian
yeah,
food to Indian food to a taco, or Mexican food. They actually have some decent Mexican food. Um, so this became a very desirable area, and people know it. And I sat down with a few real estate buddies of mine that owned a bunch of condos, and I said, "Man, what the hell is going on?" And they said, "Ryan, we've been suffering for 4 years with this shit. 4 years we've been suffering." They
yeah,
said, "Now it's our turn to to try to make some money back." They said, "All my
yeah,
places are booked, booked solid, and I've
yeah,
got people calling me." I talked to my landlord. He was showing another a condo on the 27th floor, nice condo, nice view in the Cozy Beach area. He said he showed it to him. He said he had 2 showings back to back. And he said he went in there, showed it to one guy, and he looked around, said, "Okay, it's nice. I'll let you know." He said, "Okay, no problem. You got my information. I am showing it. So if you want it, tell me relatively quick." He said, "Yeah, no problem. I'll think about it and let you know." Says the
yeah,
guy walks out, gets to the elevator, and leaves.
yeah,
He says he just waited around the condo. And sure enough, the next guy comes in. He says he goes up, shows it to him. The guy looks around, and he says, "Yeah, I'll take it." He said in that time, the other guy came back and was like, "Hey, I want the condo." He's like, "Well, I'm sorry. This guy here just took it." He goes, "Well, you showed it to me first." He says, "But you told me you'd think about it." and I showed it to this guy. He says, but you showed it to me first. It should be my first dibs, blah, 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 blah. I'm here now. He says, he almost had a fist fight between the two prospective tenants over this condo.
Yeah.
He goes, and Ryan, he goes, it's a very nice condo, but it's not that special.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he goes, it wasn't that great of a price. It's just a good room, good building, good price. He said, but they are almost at blows over it.
Yes.
And I was like, good night. But that's what they're all saying. They haven't experienced that. Now, here's what I'm wondering. This is Ryan thinking out loud.
Yeah.
See, I know and we've talked about some of the laws regarding leases here and the way a couple of years ago it swung into the tenants, to the lessee's favor. Basically, if I want to get out of my condo and get out of my deposit and get my deposit returned to me, I only have to give my landlord a month's notice and say, it's not working out because of this reason, because Joe shit the rag man pissed me off and I don't want to live here. So here's my month's notice. And at the end of this month, I will vacate the condo and I'll give you your everything back that is yours and leave the condo in good working condition. You can come inspect it and all and I'll expect my deposited return. And if he doesn't return my deposit, I can basically take him to the police station, court, whatever it is here, or whatever the process is, and get my deposit handed back to me because he can't hold it by law now, unless he can prove that there's a reason for holding the deposit.
Exactly, yeah.
So I'm wondering if a lot of people here are coming in here and signing a year lease this time of year to get the lower price. Because we all know if you sign a year, it's cheaper than saying you want to do something month to month. So I'm wondering if there's a few of these knuckleheads going to sign a year lease and then just piss off in 2 or 3 months or not pay the rent, in the third month and say, they've got my month's deposit, as my deposits. I just won't pay this month, the rent the last month, and I'll just piss off, and that'll be the end of that. And it'll be even money, basically. Because
because the thing is, come the 8th of January next year, which is only less than a month away, this place will be quiet again.
You think so?
There'll be a lot of people going home in between Christmas and that date.
Why? What's the 8th?
The 8th is a Sunday after New Year. So, because people will go to work. So if they've been here for Christmas and New Year's week, then they've got to go back.
Yeah.
So it's all right for like the people who come here for like 4 months of the year or 1 month of the year or 2 months of the year. Right. Or people who are retired, they come and go. But you've also got a lot of retired people going home this Christmas as well. Like a bit like Daz, he's going home.
Well, Daz always goes, but I don't consider Daz. Daz is a part-time resident. I mean, he comes in and he just pops in and out at incremental times of the year. But there's a lot of people back right now that haven't been here for 2 years, that have been home during the whole pandemic, because when the pandemic kicked off, they said, oh, shit, let me get back home.
They haven't been here for 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. So they've been gone for 3 years, and because they weren't coming back until it was wide open. They were like, no, I'm not going to go back there.
Yeah.
And go deal with the mask and this, that, the other. So you've got people that haven't been here in 3 years.
Yeah. Hopefully, Chris, I've got you a few more subs there. Got you a couple.
So
Ryan, subscribe.
Yeah, give me a second. I'll click on it real quick while we're at it.
Yeah. So you imagine what it's like now, when you haven't been here for 3 years. Like when me and my wife, we used to come here twice a year. We used to come here twice for a month at a time. Twice a year we used to come. And could you imagine it if we only just come back this year? We are going to do it large.
Yeah, I could see it.
We're minimalists, but we would be doing it extremely large. There wouldn't be a lot of street food involved in my case, anyway. My wife would still be eating street food. But not
Well,
me.
and I talked to one of our local favorite restaurant owners, and I asked him. I said, "Well, how's business going?" I said, how is it going? He said, Ryan, he says, even on my slow days over the past month, like my slowest day is better than my busiest day 3 months ago. So
Yeah.
all of the shops around here, all of the shops around here, and all of them, they finally get that high season money that they've been waiting for 3 years.
Well, exactly,
Like they
because
said,
their rents haven't gone down. That's the problem. The rents haven't gone down. They've been paying the same rent. The only
not
ones
all
earning the money have been the landlords.
correct. But that's what I'm saying. They haven't seen a high season like this, and where they're because that there's a lot of people here that made the bulk of their money. A lot of these shops made the bulk of their money during this time of year and then just kind of coasted by and broke even. The rest of the times of year, they might have a
Yeah,
good day here or there, but for the most
yeah,
part, these couple months here is where they made their money. I mean, it's just a packed house every night, and they know to,
yeah,
slide it away. The same thing in America. They know that the restaurants are busy. Like all this during Lent, we had a big Catholic religion around there. So the seafood restaurants knew during Lent that was going to
yeah,
be their time to really pack in the money. And they said that rent would, the amount of money that they made during Lent paid for basically kept them going through the rest of the year. Same thing around here. It just catapults them through the rest of the year. So
yeah,
they're finally, after 3 years, making that high season money that they've been waiting for. So
yeah, yeah,
I can't
yeah.
begrudge that to them. And this is what we all said. If they didn't get this place would start shutting down.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's
Well,
needed.
that's what's happened, hasn't it? Like that restaurant went to that Smoky
Smoky
Mountain,
Joe's.
Smoky Joe's. Okay, so we went to
Hmm.
Smoky Joe's, and Richard was saying they used to do the food for both restaurants, and now they've
Right.
separated. Have they? I'm not sure. I'm
Hmm.
not sure what the crack is there, but because I couldn't see no kitchen when we was in the Chinese place.
It
So
wasn't, I don't know. Maybe they're doing, but I don't know.
yeah, I really got no idea.
Hmm.
I'd like to go to that Chinese place again for the buffet.
Can I get a couple salads in me first?
I need some salads. I reckon Sizzler's Central Festival's got to be on the cards.
Believe it or not, if I go to Sizzler, I go to the one either at Terminal 21 or I go to the one in Royal Thai Gardens. I do not go to the one in Central.
All right, okay, fine.
What's that?
And why is that? And why is
Yeah.
that?
All right. Off camera.
No, what you're saying, they're better.
I find that
You're not being horrible
the
by
one at
saying.
Terminal 21 is cleaner, and the one in Royal Thai Gardens Mall is more convenient.
All right, okay. What about
So
parking?
Royal Thai Gardens, you just go under the thing and park and walk in.
Yeah, I think it's a lot different though if you're parking on a when you got a
Tom, it's
car.
Tom, it's a mall. You go down in the parking lot of the mall and go park there.
Well, I do that. I
Yeah,
do that. I do. Good
it's the
evening,
mall
Tim.
parking. It's
Yeah,
Tim's even
so
agreeing. It's seeing everybody. It's what I found. It's a Sizzler here. It's like Taco Tico back home. We had a little fast food Taco Tico, and it was like a Taco Bell, but it was a little more rot gut. And you had people that were just absolutely fans. There was nobody that was indifferent to it. Either you loved it or you hated it. Because I was talking with a friend of mine once, and he was actually a pretty popular fighter back home. And we were talking, and he said something, and he goes, "Oh, that place is disgusting." I said, "Man, there's a lot of people like it." He's like, "Who?" And he's like, "You and what other fat person, Ryan?" I was like, "Oh, kiss my ass." I said, "Watch this. We'll do the old Facebook poll." And I said, "Me and so are debating. So help us solve this argument. Taco
yeah,
Tico, yes or no?" Boy, people were coming out in droves commenting, "Oh, hell yes. Oh, no, that place is disgusting." And I said, "You see, it's either
yeah,
a love or a hate." I find the same thing with Sizzler here. I'll say something like, I like going to Sizzler and getting a salad bar. And people are like, oh, that place is disgusting. I can't go there. And then some people, same as what Tim just did. Oh,
What,
Sizzler here is good. Great salad bar.
what's the
Solid. You can't,
what's the burgers like?
never ate it.
No, so I've never eaten it. I've eaten the Sizzlers in America, but not here.
I would, if I go there, see, and that's the default place for me and my other one, the little one. You know how you always get into that, or the rare chance that she actually does get an evening off and we can go sit down and eat dinner together. And I look at her and say, okay, where do you want to go eat? Well, ties are no different than an American woman, than a Hispanic woman, than any other woman anywhere
No.
in this world. When you look at them and say, where do you want to eat? You get this response: I don't know. Up to you. Where do you want to go? And it drives me crazy. So my last girlfriend back in the States, I had set basically a rule with her. I said, okay, if I ever turn to you and say, where do you want to eat? And you say, I don't know, the default place is sushi. Like, we're going to go eat because she likes sushi and I like sushi. I said,
Yeah.
it's going to be a sushi place and the closest one to wherever the car's at, that we normally frequent. And it was true. Like, I'd look at her and say, you hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry. I can go get something to eat. Okay, where are we eating at? I don't know. All right, what sushi place is close? So she
Yeah.
learned that if she really wanted to go eat somewhere, she would just say, oh, I want to go here, and would go there. But if she wanted to eat sushi, she would say, I don't know. Or if she just wanted to piss me off, she'd say, I don't know. So when I got here and I heard the same thing, I told her I finally figured out a place where we could kind of compromise in the middle, which, believe it or not, of all places, was Sizzler, because it's got the salad bar and she's a big salad person. She loves the greens and loves the vegetables. Doesn't
Yeah.
really care for the mains on there. She'll go there and not order a main dish and just eat the salad bar. And typical Thai's got 15,000 plates on the table and is picking from each one of them. But
Yeah.
she'll put a dent in that salad bar. So
But the chicken breast looks all right as well, doesn't it? The chicken
yes,
breast looks okay.
the chicken breast is good. I usually would get that Southwest
But
chicken breast. I
no
mean, it's nothing to
disrespect to
write
Sizzler,
home.
the photographs look like the steaks are manufactured.
Yes, they are. Everything about the food on the main menu is manufactured. Do not go in there thinking it's gourmet. It is
Okay.
frozen food in every sense of the words. Cooked. The only reason to go to Sizzler is for the all-you-can-eat salad bar. Period. The end.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tim's saying the burgers are good.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the chicken must be good as well. I take it, but the
it's
trouble is the steaks, the chicken, and the ribs are everything square.
yes. It's like going to Wendy's. You remember
Okay,
Wendy's, don't you? Square
yeah, I do,
burgers.
but
Yeah,
I know Wendy burgers. Yeah, I think I've been to a Wendy's burgers in the past in
yeah.
a previous life.
I don't think
Uh,
I've ever told this
but
to you.
I've got their menu up here, and it's not expensive. It's like 350 baht.
Yeah, no, and that comes with the salad bar.
So some people just go in and have the salad bar, do they?
Yes, I forget how much that is.
Because
It's not too bad.
it's 159 baht.
I don't know.
Well, this could be a whole price as well, but
Yeah.
I'm just looking at what's available. I'm just I could definitely do with some salads and because I'm putting on a lot of weight from the amount of food we're eating. You know,
That's you ordering 2 orders of French fries.
fuck off.
I know I'm putting on weight because I can see it right here. That little thing's starting to jiggle a lot more.
Well, the
That's
trouble
pretty
is because
ridiculous.
the trouble is it went
I
from
got a
eating out
turkey neck
once a
now.
week to eating out like 3 times a week.
And it's not just that, it's the meals that we're eating. They're big meals. And I also think my problem is, well, I can tell you exactly what it is. I'm eating those big meals and I'm not getting out there walking like I was used to. I'm getting very sedentary here behind the computer, doing a lot more work on the computer. And by the time I wrap up the computer at 10 o'clock at night, the last thing I want to do is go walking. I go sit down on the couch and turn on the TV and start watching the TV and suck down a few more Coke Zeros, which is the worst thing you can do. And then the second worst thing I can do is I got the other one that gets off of work at 10 o'clock and brings home ice cream And I say,
Yeah.
no, just put it in the freezer. I told you I don't want to eat ice cream this late at night. And then she sits there and eats the ice cream in front of me like a little kid and taunts me with it. Then I get up and go get my ice cream and sit there and eat it. So,
You got Simply Easy Living. I like the look of that. So you can be a moderator.
yeah. Way to vet people, Tom. Way to vet people.
Well, it's just I'll go to the channel. Let's have a look because we might have to support another channel. So we've
Yeah.
supported Christmas tonight. Oh my God, she's got 1,640 subs already.
Lovely. Yeah, because of people like you. You put a woman's face up on the profile and automatically, I think that's where we went wrong. We shouldn't have had Pac-Man up there. It should have been Miss Pac-Man. You think if I put a bow on our Eat Out guy there, maybe we get a few more subs?
Yeah, let me advertise her channel. So this
Yeah.
is Simply Easy Living. Copy. Let's just share a channel.
You're going to
Paste.
share the screen so we could see?
Yep, I can share it. I'm getting quite an expert on this screen sharing.
Yeah, it's the big button right there in the middle. It's got the plus on it. Present.
Yeah, but you have to understand, on my screen, I've got like 6 screens on it.
Mm-hmm. So what is oh, she even got a little link to her Social Blade stats. Look out.
No. That's mine. That was to
That's
do with
yours.
Nikki. Do you remember Nikki? There was one night Nikki come on, and she
Mm-hmm.
said, "How many viewing hours you got?" I said, "Well, I don't know." She goes, "Well, if you go to Social Blade," I went, "What's that?" You know, she said, "Well, it tells you what your stats are."
Yeah, but I've also talked to people that are monetized and they look at Social Blade and they go, I wish. They're like,
I think
that's wishful thinking.
I think that's for the earnings,
Mm-hmm.
but I use it for the subscriptions.
Right.
Because
So
the subscriptions are accurate. The subscriptions are very accurate.
Well, we'd be able to see if you took all good burgers, ask Jim.
Yeah, so but she's got an interesting channel there. She does a lot of food.
Oh, there's another food person. Burger on.
Yeah.
That looks fancy though. She might be out of our league.
Her photographs are definitely out of our league.
Yeah, very much so. That was a given. That's what I'm saying. But there's a lot compared to the food that we eat to what she's showing there. There's a lot more green in the food that she eats. The funny thing is we said something about salad, and all of a sudden these videos pop up.
Oh, I think she's making this herself.
Yes. Good burger on a
I got a bit
bun.
of buffering on there. I don't know why I got buffering on that.
Because we're streaming. That's something I wanted to bring up to Richard yesterday. I had my VPN on, and I've got a pretty damn good VPN. So when I was sitting backstage for the live show with Richard yesterday, waiting on to come on, I was noticing I was getting a lot of buffering. I was getting a lot of buffering.
That looks like a good burger.
I'm sorry. I'll stop talking. I know they got food on the screen that just totally took your attention.
I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that. I'm starving now. I need food.
Yeah. Now we see why we're overweight.
You know? Yeah.
What is what are they
can you get those delivered as soon as possible, Tim? Tim's up in Udon. But I think you've had a good time up there. I think Mitch has come up to see you, hasn't he, Tim? Mitch and Chuck and Joe, and hopefully you met Daz as well, because Daz is one of our lunch bunch guys. And just generally a nice guy. Wow. See, the trouble is I'm going to complain about the fries, because 4 fries ain't going to do it for me.
Neither is half a burger either.
Remember, it definitely doesn't like that after I've got my teeth through it.
Remember, have you ever watched 20 Seconds in Thailand with Thailand Rob? Have you ever watched this channel before?
Yeah.
But you know how he's always going, squirrel, and he gets his attention's being taken. He just says squirrel. With you, I'm just going to go burger.
I could kill that. I think Tim feels
My
the same
point
way. I don't
exactly.
get to
Yeah.
see my car in the shop. Oh, your car's in the shop, Tim. Bloody hell! Is it okay? Is it nothing serious? I hope. He's got a very nice truck.
That's code word of an excuse for him not wanting to see anybody. Oh, I can't go visit. My truck's in the shop.
I think Tim stays at home quite a lot anyway because he doesn't eat. I don't think Tim eats Thai food, if I'm correct. He's pretty much like me, anti-Thai food.
Oh, a plant-based burger. Oh, plant-based. Get you some. See, I could actually eat that. I've had the plant-based burgers from.
No, I can't do it.
Now you got to realize, since I don't process red meat, there's the big secret, everybody. That's why you don't see me eating steaks or anything. I can't process the red meat.
Right. Okay.
I've gotten the plant-based burgers from Burger King. Like I just had a hankering for a Whopper, but I couldn't eat them. And I was like, and I saw them advertise one of them plant-based burgers, and I was like, you know what? I got to try it because I enjoyed the flavors and everything that go along with the sandwich. And I got one of them. And I tell you what, for not eating a burger or red meat in like 2 years, it was tolerable. Like I wasn't ready to go lick a dog's butthole to get the taste out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I could tolerate it just fine. So that actually looks good. I could do that. Just take off the onions and I'd be golden.
Yeah, but I also as well, if you look at, I've got to give it a thumbs up, haven't I? I'll give you the thumbs up as well. I've subscribed, so
and there's somebody else you got to automatic get out. Don't click on that one.
No.
Who is that?
Oh, I don't know. Club fillers or something. Who's that?
Yeah,
Who's that?
it's somebody else. It done. You got it on autoplay.
Oh, have I?
Probably.
I'll come out of it then.
Yeah. Good Lord Almighty.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm totally lost now. Is that my channel? It is, isn't it? So if I come down and go stop sharing. Anyway, we showed a channel, so that was good.
Yeah.
So that was good. So this week, what we up to this week? We are on Tuesday. We're going to
see if you can remember the name.
I got no idea. We're going to a beach bar, aren't we, in John T. M. now?
Yeah, Drifters.
Drifters. We're going to have a few people there, yeah?
I don't know. It could be 4, it could be 10. You never know.
Well, Chris is bringing somebody. I'm coming. You're going.
Daz will be there. Probably.
Daz will be there. Yeah. And also Nicholas will be there as well.
Yeah. Is host located in Thailand? Both of us, yes.
Yes.
Just different parts.
Yeah, we live about 25 miles or 40 kilometers apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we meet up like between 2-3 times a week, I'd say.
Yeah.
Generally. And we normally talk on the phone every day. So planning our food journey.
I'm curious to see if Simply Easy Living. Oh, wonderful. I'm in Atlanta, USA. Hot Atlanta. I'm from New Orleans, so Atlanta is like the ATL is my mortal enemies.
You're not too far away, are you? How far is Atlanta from where you lived?
8 hours on a drive.
That's long enough. It's like going from London to Scotland.
It's long enough. Well, it's probably about the same distance. Atlanta's 3 states away. You take the interstates on. If you go from New Orleans to Atlanta, it's a good solid 8.5 hours. And then depending on what parts of Atlanta you're going to, Atlanta's a big city. Because you got the burbs, you got Smyrna and all of them, and all the little Cobb County all around it. Atlanta's made of like Cobb County, Fulton
It's
County.
in Georgia, isn't it? It's in Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. So
is it when they normally have the championship?
What's that?
The college
The SEC, yeah,
playoff.
it's in
Yeah,
Atlanta every year. The SEC championships in Atlanta.
yeah.
Um, but anyways, Atlanta's kind of like my cutoff. We'll drive there, but then I'll also fly there. It's almost the same amount of time, damn near, as if to go to the airport, jump on a plane, fly there, because the flight's only an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
But at the same time, you got to consider travel to and from the airport on both ends.
Yeah.
And by the time you do all that, get to the airport early, get your luggage, do that. By the time I'd make it to my aunt's house, I could have
Yeah.
damn near drove there in the same time frame.
It's like London to Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Interstate
Yes.
system all the way.
Yeah, it's 8 hours. So you can either go
Yeah.
London to Edinburgh or London to Paris is much the same.
Yeah. But like, Tim's just saying 8-lane roads doing 80 miles per hour. That's the difference when we tell people it's like, hey, we're going here, it takes 8 hours. And they're like, oh, well, that's the same distance. No, it's not, because from here to northern Thailand, like Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai is a good 10 and a half. If that was America or a lot of other places, it would only be about 6.5, 7 hours, because they'd have a freeway system where you don't stop and you just put the hammer down and go. But instead of taking back country roads.
The roads here are very good in Thailand, I think, especially where we live.
Yeah, but you know that if you pass through a lot of places, you're slowing down, stopping. I mean, imagine like they have the freeway system right there, the toll roads that goes all the way to the airport to Bangkok.
Yeah.
From Pattaya to Bangkok. It's an interstate,
Yeah.
I mean, we're flooded with them over there. That's the one thing they did decently, is put decent interstate systems in. But of course, it kind of killed the little mom and pop side businesses. Now, the one thing I do like about traveling to Thailand is the 7-Elevens every couple feet that you can stop at to get gas. The gas stations where it's like gas station, the chicken place, Amazon coffee, a bathroom, and and they're nice. And you get out there, stretch your legs for a few seconds, go inside 7 or Family, get you a Coke. Because when I left out, me, I'm used to, we're going to take a 10.5 hour trip. I've got that little small ice chest. So I threw a bunch of waters and Cokes in the ice chest, threw some ice on top of it and threw it in the truck. And they're like, what'd you take that for? I was like, in case we want to stop and get a drink or something. They're like, well, that's what 7's for, Ryan. And I'm like, yeah, but we got an ice chest. And they're like, again, that's what 7's for. If you want something to drink, just say, I want something to drink. We pull over and go on a 7 and go get it. It's like, fair enough.
I agree with Tim. The PTT stations.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's the PTT with the either 7 or this or that or blah blah blah. They got the little bathroom.
Tim, when you go to Sizzler, what do you normally eat? What would you recommend me to eat if I go to Sizzler? Chicken or a burger?
Burger.
Really?
Well, you said ask Jim about the burgers.
Yeah, I know Jim rated the burgers. Jim's gone off to Bangkok now, hasn't he, Jim?
Probably so, yeah.
Burger and salad, he's saying. Well, I might do that. I might even do that tomorrow with chicken, and I might do that tomorrow. If I do, I'll upload the footage to the cloud for you.
Yeah.
But I'll go into the one in Central Festival. I'll go in there for the Christmas decorations, you see. Well, that's the trouble. When you got a 5-year-old or a coming up to 6, you got
it's called making memories.
Yeah, you got to embrace Christmas. So that's what I do. So, but I really, because they do the quail eggs in there, don't they? They do the small quail eggs. On the breakfast bar.
They do on the bar. Yeah, I've knocked down a few of those.
Yeah. So I could easily eat 200 of those.
Yeah. I usually put a little salad dressing, little carrot sticks with them, and I'll knock down a few of those.
I just have all I do is have sweet corn, eggs, beetroot, and onion. They do pasta, don't they? Potato salad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they got to go. And the seafood salad is not too bad with the imitation crab meat on there.
I'm not a great lover of fake crab meat.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't.
It doesn't do it for me. It doesn't do it for me at all. But so this week we're going to on Tuesday we're going to the beach bar,
Drifters.
Drifters, and then we're playing through the week. I take it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on Friday.
Yeah, we just got to see what the traffic situation is because if it's anything like last Friday, it's ridiculous, So yeah,
Yeah,
rather do Thursday or Friday. I'm easy all week anyway. So, but if we go Friday, I'm just trying to think what we could go. I'd really like to go to Terminal 21, so that Grillicious, the Beirut place.
yeah.
Or I don't mind. Have you been there?
No, I thought we'd show people restaurants.
Oh, it is a restaurant.
It is
They
a
do proper.
restaurant.
Yeah, it's a proper grill. It's a proper
Oh,
grill.
that's good, nice, yeah.
Yeah. It's a proper Lebanese food. It's Lebanese food, which is really nice. It's. I just thought after we've done the Greek, the Lebanese would be a good contrast because you got a wider selection. Because obviously the Greek restaurant we went to, which was good, but the food was limited to Greek.
Right.
They had no alternatives other than just Greek food.
Well, it did say Greek restaurant.
It does give you the clue.
Yeah.
But I was impressed with that Greek, and hopefully one day I'll go back there again. I like to try that. I like to try that Nadia's Kitchen as well.
Yes, Nadia's Kitchen's a good side little place.
Yeah, so I don't know if you want to try that one day because I'm really up for that as well.
Yep.
Because as you said the other day, it does work out that when we do, I went through the videos, and when we do these places in Central Pattaya, we get more views.
Yes, very much so.
So I don't know if you want to do Kungs one day. Got Kungs. What else we got there in Central Pattaya? You've got Prime Burger. I'm sure they do a plant burger.
No, they do a chicken burger there.
I think they do a plant burger as well.
I don't know. That Prime Burger to me is yeah. Moving on.
Okay. Yeah, but Prime Burger, I've been there several times, and all the food I've had there has been spot on.
Oh, the food's spot on.
But if you don't like pepper, don't go to Prime Burger.
Well, the food's spot on, but they serve okay. Like I said, you don't go to a burger place and ask for a chicken sandwich. And the burgers that they do give you look good. They look like an In-N-Out burger. There's probably nothing wrong with them. Ever eaten one? No, I just said I don't eat burgers, so I'm not slacking the guy off. But I've looked at them and the cost of it, and I'm going, Jesus, man, that looks awful. That looks like a lot of money for a burger that's about that thick. When I think if you're going to serve a burger,
it wasn't no dearer than Saturday. It wasn't no dearer than Saturday.
What's that?
Prime burger.
Yeah, but. I
had a treble. I have 3 pâtés.
Okay. Yeah.
And drink with curly fries.
Now, that's the one thing that I will say they do. They give you a shitload of fries.
300 baht, I think.
Yeah, they give you a shitload of fries when you order fries, and I will credit them on that. You get the little thing. But the last time I went there, I ordered the chicken sandwich and fries, and I got my chicken sandwich, and I went, does this come with fries? And they're like, no. I was like, so when I said chicken sandwich and fries, y'all just said the hell with you.
Some days people don't, most days we always have people with us. So some days we have 12 people, but some days there is literally just me and you. Right. I was thinking if it was one day where it was just me and you, we could go to Kungs for breakfast. Mm-hmm. At around about 11, 12 o'clock midday. I've already got some footage for it anyway, and so have you.
Right.
And then move on to a New York pizza for a slice, just buy a slice, and then go to, there's another one there called Bronx Pizza, and they also do a slice.
Right.
I don't know what you think, because I would be able to fit in. If I went into Kungs, I could have a breakfast.
Hey, Tom, that sounds like a great plan for Central Pattaya. Let's pull that off in April or June, July.
Who's this? Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great plan to do in June, July, when it's not high season and we're not fighting off 50,000 tourists.
Yeah, well, maybe we could do it on a
June,
no,
July.
on a Tuesday rather than a Friday.
Okay, or you can send me the video then, because right now it don't. If the day ends in Y, you're fighting off 50,000 tourists.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where is the best steak in Pattaya? Good God Almighty, that is a can of worms right there, Joe. I can't really get into this one, so I have to do hearsay. I have to do what people told me. To start out, number one, Peaky puts out a pretty damn good one from what it looked like.
Yeah,
Gordon
Peaky Blinders.
and Tom were going after it pretty good.
Yeah, I've had a few there.
There is a place that when you get here, there is no sign. It is, in fact, you'll see the guy riding, and I've told you about this before on the show. There is no name to the restaurant. It's not out. Um, it's not advertised whatsoever, and it's a good chef, and he rides around on his little scooter. He's got a little unmarked restaurant, and I've had a few people tell me that they were able to get in, and that was the best steak that they've had in Pattaya. And one of the guys
Yeah,
that went there is like me, so he knows good food. He comes by way of Louisiana and
yeah,
Texas, so he knows not only good food, he knows good meat, and he's a steak eater as well. So he said that was hands down the best steak that he's had in there. I've heard some people go back and forth about beef eaters down there in Central Pattaya. Tom, I don't have you ever eaten at beef eaters or the little restaurant that's right next to it?
no, I've eaten in Don Pepe, the Spanish restaurant, and the steak in there is excellent, superb.
Yeah, but it's real hard to get a good cut of meat over here, Joe, because they're getting a lot of them out of Australia.
Yeah,
Some people will advertise a USDA brand steak. I know Villa Market does. You're going to pay a good price for it. I don't think that bothers you though, as long as it's good. The other one that I've heard has got an incredible steak is old Harlan Goldstein. Old Harlan and his new restaurant. You remember old Harlan, don't you?
I can't get in because of the dress code.
Yeah, he's got a dress code. We ran into him.
I don't meet the dress code. So
We ran into him, and he was telling him about his new restaurant. We were getting down at another business, and he was there as well. And he found out what we did and told us that we needed to go to his restaurant. But as we were dressed that day, we didn't meet the dress code. And we all kind of had a little chuckle off of it. But he said he did require pants and shoes and a decent shirt to get in, and which we said we don't own. So we'll have to.
yeah. So if you go to my about page,
Mhm.
share, Bosch, share. Yeah. So if you go to my about page, you can see on that here I own no shoes, trainers, shoes, trousers, jumper, jacket, or suits. I don't own any credit cards, and I'm 100% debt free. So
Mhm.
I don't fit his profile.
But he was upfront about it and he was honest about it. He said this, and he even said, "This is the clientele I'm looking for.
Yeah,
This is the market I'm looking for, and this is where
yeah,
I'm marketing." When
yeah.
someone does that, you can't hold no faults to him. At least he's
No,
being
no, no,
upfront. Like
no,
this is
no.
the clientele I'm looking for.
No. He
And we
told me.
went,
He
oh,
said.
okay, that's nice. We won't be
He,
there.
he told me. He said, I just can't let you. Sorry, guys, I can't have you in my place dressed like that."
Yeah, because
And
I was dressed kind of like I was dressed
the
right
way I
now.
dress is the way I dress.
Yeah.
I wear a pair of Crocs and a pair of shorts, and either a linen top or a t-shirt or a shirt, and that's what I wear. I don't wear anything else.
Hmm.
I've got nothing else. I've got no,
Yeah.
I do wear a short sleeve shirt occasionally if I'm putting my best clothes on.
Yeah. Well, and so in all fairness, though, to him, he was telling us about the restaurant and telling us about the dress code and everything. He wasn't rude about it. He
No,
wasn't being, and
no,
he was just saying,
no. It
this
could be
is
a
what I
good
serve.
place for
This is,
Joe. It
you
could be a good place for Joe
yeah,
because he only serves 20 people per night.
Right.
So he'll
Now
probably end up doing tomahawks, and he was saying the average spend per head was 2,400 baht.
2,000 baht. Now I did see that Nick had Nick Dean did have a video that he went down there
Yeah,
and that's the reason when you talk about steaks, he had some videos out and it looked like he was cutting it into it with a knife and it looked like the meat was cutting with ease. The guy that's down there that owns the place is also an American, a
yeah,
chef out of America, so
yeah,
he's a properly trained chef. So he knows his because he did the menu for that little smokehouse down there by Route 66.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
would probably be a decent one to try.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll have to try that one day.
Yeah,
We'll do.
but
We'll do
I
that.
know you're not a big smoked meat fan,
I know, but there's
but
always something else on the menu I can grab, though, isn't there?
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's I'm not. It's only because I haven't grown up with smoked meats.
See, when we say smoked, you talking about smoked or barbecued? Because
Both really.
barbecue, huh?
I've
Both.
had grilled. Yeah, both. I just haven't grown up with it. That's why we make quite a good combination, me and you, because our backgrounds are totally so.
Right.
Mine comes from like fresh Mediterranean type of stuff.
Yeah, you like soups and shit, and I like good old grilled ribs
Yeah,
and
I like
pork and
soups and
mhm,
cured hams and
fried foods and fried chicken and watermelons and yeah.
yeah, yeah. I like olive oil.
Well, so do I
Uh,
when I'm at I like cheesy bread with some olive oil on it.
but I'm
Good
alright.
fattening stuff.
But
Yeah.
all this eating, I'm a complete fucking fat fucker.
Oh, that's why I said I feel the weight just packing on. I feel it packing on. I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
do something about it.
So this week we got to eat only what twice.
Yeah,
We got
that's
to eat
pretty
on
much the normal plan.
Tuesday and Friday. Yeah,
Yep.
a good prime rib there. Yeah, you can get good prime rib here, Joe. You're actually better off going up to Chiang Rai. See Gordon Tickle while you're up there. He's got a
Yeah.
restaurant up there called the Hungry Wolf,
hmm
and the meats in there are amazing.
You'll be able to sniff it out around here, Joe. We got enough furlongs around here where you don't have to go to Chiang Rai to a Hungry Wolf restaurant.
Yeah.
You probably, I know that you're not
Well,
going to
to
like
be
me
honest,
saying this next.
those ribs you had in Smoky
hmm
Mount,
Joe's.
Smoky Joe's,
hmm
they looked bloody amazing. They looked
I wish I would have
absolutely
gotten
awesome.
I wish I would have gotten the ribs
Kentucky.
that Jay. Well, they're same ribs. So I wish I would have got the sauce that Jay had. Because I am a sweet barbecue person. I
Okay.
do like that, and I know that's. But I said, nah, let me go with that 10. Let me go something in. Or I wish I would have got the spicy one.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But I
For
went
me,
with the Tennessee.
if I have ribs, I'd have to have the spicy ribs, rather than the
Yeah.
yeah. Our headphones, they need air conditioning,
Yes. Easily.
because you feel the sweat coming down. Like I've got the aircon on now. The aircon's on.
No, I just got my fan on.
Oh, really? I
hmm
don't know. I've actually put the aircon on tonight, but I needed to put it on anyway because I hadn't put it on for about 6 months. So I needed to put it on to just clean the system out.
Yeah. Wet. Well, they, what the funny thing is, they had some dry. They said, what did they had the sauces. I thought it was funny at Smoking Joe's, Joe. They had the sauces and they had the different ones. They had the first one up was that Kansas City one that they called a Kansas City a sweet flavored. Then they had the Tennessee, which was the Jack Daniels, and then they had a Louisiana. Watch this, and then the next one they said, a Memphis style sauce. And if you looked at the picture of the sauce, it was empty, and underneath it said dry. And I just got a good little chuckle off of that, and said, I wonder how many people are going to get that joke that they even put a cup up there and it was empty and said Memphis sauce, which is like you said, a dry rub.
Yeah.
So they did have dry.
I reckon you could go in and have the buffet, and then somebody else could have. If it's coming out the same kitchen, then somebody else can have. Because I'll go back to that Smoky Joe's just for the mac and cheese.
Yes, but what buffet?
the buffet next door.
Yeah, I think it's a separate restaurant. I really do.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
It'd be
Dry
interesting.
ribs from Red Hot and Blue, making me drool over there. Red Hot and Blue. Is that one on Soy Boy Cow, Tim? I know. What is the name of that? They got like a 17 cents here. 17 Celsius. 17 Celsius here. So.
Yeah, here is it's bloody hot.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Are you going to do the old charts this week? Or are you going to hold off till next week?
No, I could do the charts. When should we do them now?
Up to you.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Well, right. So this week we're going there and there. Where's you think for Friday?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Let's why don't you do the charts and give me a pee break?
Okay, I'll do the charts.
Yeah, buddy, watch this. Hey, watch when I stop my cam. I got a new hey, he's back.
See, I can't even do that. That's how little I know. Next week, next Sunday, though, I'm in a very, very special place, and I have got a special guests next Sunday. So it's a bit of a secret, but next Sunday it's going to be a massive night, and hopefully, from the people I've got coming onto the show next Sunday, I'm hoping that there will be a lot of people next week. So please come in if you can. I'm just going to go and do the charts. I've just got to do a bit of sharing. Some frightening stuff coming up, guys, just to let you know. All those who are interested in, like me, my I've got no pension. My pension is purely my investments. Don't feel too sorry for me, though. So if I just take that one off. Yeah, at the moment we're in a downward trend, and we're below the 200-day moving average as well. The way I see it for next week, we're going to go between 33 and 35. But just remember, we've got the CPI readings coming out on Tuesday, so that could be massive for the market. Myself, you can see where the chart is. That will rebound. If it makes it to 35, I'll bring some money over. If it stays at 33, if it stays at 34, I'll leave it for that. This is the Dixie. I always go by the Dixie to see how we're doing. Now you can see the Dixie from halfway through 2000, from halfway down here. So about halfway 2021 up to last month, we've been in a total, it's just been in a ride going north. I honestly believe that was going to go up to 116. It just didn't make it, just toppled over. Bad economic dollar news, and it's flipped over. We're now in a downward trend. We've been in a downward trend now for like getting on for nearly 8 weeks. Look, although this looks bad at the moment, I think it's going to come down to here. The world is in such a bad state with debt. I honestly believe the USD is going to rebound to the extent where really one day the USD could even hit 150. If it does, though, we are going to be in absolute economic chaos. So although it's not good at the moment at 104, I do see this rebounding, but I can only see it rebounding at the moment to 108. And then this is an interesting one. This is to do with the S&P 500. At the moment, we're about 8% behind. I'm looking at this. I reckon this is going to go up to 2490. 2490. When it hits that, I can honestly still see the S&P 500 coming down to 2928. I still see it coming down to this support down here. The support is at 24, so I can really see that coming down one day. Yeah, the support was at 26. Sorry, so the support was at the strong support. I see this coming down. The Fed has got no interest in supporting the markets at the moment. That's the reason why Joe is out of it, because that's the wise money's out. So myself, if I was in the S&P 500 or in shares, as soon as I see them peaking, I'd be pulling my money out. Gold is always just looking really, really good. Gold is looking fantastic as it always does. Gold is one of the top performers of 2022. I see it being one of the top performers in 2023. BTC, I reckon BTC is in severe trouble. We're now bouncing along here looking for a breakout, but a breakout is going to be down, and I see it going down to 1250. This has just been, how many weeks it's been going on for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So this has been going on for like nearly 6 months. So this is going to end up going down. It just can't sustain everything. I think it'll be 5 years before it sees 50. So it looks like I'm going to be locked into my solitary one Bitcoin for a few years. If any guys out there or anyone's watching the replay of this, anyone who's got any money in Binance, Coinbase, or as I call it, Robinhood, get your money out. I think all these companies, Coinbase has got no trouble because it's a publicly listed. It's a listed company. They've got to tell you. They've got to tell their investors when things are not looking good. But for all three of these are looking absolutely diabolical. I can see these, like I can see Coinbase going from what 280 down to 0. I think it's fucked. I think they've over leveraged. I think they're lending money out. I don't think they've got the money there. I think it's just one big I think it's the start of the fall of the Ponzi scheme. And this is what I'm looking at for 2023, because as we come up to Christmas, I'll probably do a Christmas financial one. And so what about 2023? Well, obviously, I'll be staying in gold because I think gold's going to outperform property, S&P 500 and Bitcoin. And I'd also throw platinum into that as well, as in I will be buying more and selling more platinum because I'll just swing trade that. The Thai baht, USD, I see the USD hitting 40, and I think next year there's a 99% chance for sure there will be a recession. And the other problem we've got, inflation will come down, but prices won't. So just remember that, guys. This is not financial advice. It's only my opinion. You know, we're all going to have different opinions, but that's my opinion at the moment. But stay in the US dollar. Never bet against the US dollar. And that is it for the charts.
Joe, let me hit Tim's comment. I don't know if he said, what about a good hot dog? Let me go back to that.
I'll tell you what, I could kill a fucking good hot dog.
What about Coons? How was the hot dog there, Coons?
Yeah, but that was an English hot dog.
Okay. I'm trying to think who's got a good American hot dog around here. I don't know. You know what, Tim? We're going to get back to you on that one.
I've got to find it though, Tim. I've got to find the closest, the best hot dog I've had is in Route 66 and Taco House. Not a lot of difference between the two of them.
Yeah. So now going to now that we just went back to food, let's go to money again.
Yeah.
Joe's saying he thinks the USD will hit 32 and then go back up. I know that both of y'all are saying March, y'all believe it's going to hit 38.40.
Yeah.
I know that y'all are still holding to your guns on that one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that if it goes to 32, we'll be lucky to see 34. That's just my humble opinion. That's just me speaking out of my rear end.
No,
with
we're
no
always
facts.
No. That's what we like. We like about
with no facts, no charts, no nothing.
Yeah, well, it's when you look at the technicals. When you look at the technicals, we are in the world is in so much debt. They've got to reset it because
I'm also looking at what. Yeah, I'm also looking at what Thailand's doing right now, and they've made a little strong showing against the dollar, and their economy's coming back. You got to realize they lost a shitload of their GDP with lack of tourism. Well, tourism's coming back, and I think when they look at their quarterly reports come about, April, May, and they put out their projections, I think their economy's coming back.
Yeah, the problem is tourism's only responsible for about 6% of their GDP.
About 14, some people estimate.
Really? What?
And
Well,
some people even say it's a small estimation. They're thinking it's more like 20,
well, no, yeah, but
which
a lot
is
of
a
that is
chunk.
black. A lot of it's the black market side of it.
Yeah. Well, Joe's saying he's moving it to June, July, and believe it will hit 40. Joe, this is what I got to say. God, I hope you're right. I don't want to sit here. I'm a little skeptical. I don't think it's going to hit 40, and that I have no factual basis to base my argument against you. It's just a gut feeling solely. And usually when we talk about the FX and the markets and stuff, I just sit back and let you and Tom duke it out and go with it. And it's one of those. I really hope y'all are right. Boy, that'd be nice if y'all were right. Um, it'd be good for me because I'm over here, and it definitely when that when the bot hit 37 and 38, and I was transferring that money, that puts an extra just that little bit of money that is extra, that few thousand bot makes a
Yep.
big difference. Makes a big difference for me. You're talking to somebody that pulls out and lives off of 5,000 baht a week, excluding my rent and excluding my rent. And it's
Last quarter, it was 2.9%.
mm-hmm. So
yeah,
but
their biggest part of their GDP is exporting.
Yeah, but I've always said it before. Anything over 33 for me, I consider a win. So if it's 33 something, because I always factor when I look at prices on things, I just say 30 to 1, 30 to 1, 30 to 1, 30
I
to
agree
1.
with you there, Ryan, totally. If it's over 33, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But if I can eventually if it's 40, then I'll probably bring a chunk of change over.
Yeah.
Because you don't know when you're going to see it again. And,
no.
That's the only reason why. Well, I've done those charts in about 6 minutes, so that was quite good.
Yeah,
really.
that's pretty good.
I could go in and edit that and put that up as a separate video.
Yeah, but then you lose your live chat. You heard what Richard said.
Oh, what's that? If you do the,
he said that if he goes in there and edits the video, and puts it back up or edits anything out, he loses the live chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? All right. Okay. Yeah.
But I suppose you could go in there and rip it, download it to your computer, rip that out, and then put it up separately, and it wouldn't affect anything.
Yeah, so I'll just go to 1 hour 30 minutes on it,
1:30.
And 1:30, and rip out 5 minutes and put it up. I like putting it up because I like looking back on what I'm predicting. Like some, I'm not like some of these analysts. What they do is they make these fucking silly fucking predictions, and then when it don't come true, they kind of like take them all down. And they should be held at like somebody like Ask Kevin, massive financial guy, and then he takes them down, and I think he should be held accountable. Because
it's Kevin like the weatherman. It's like the weatherman. You only got to be right half the time, or not even half the time.
Look, you have a lot of probabilities as well. So sometimes, like Biden, where he blamed inflation on the Ukraine war, we had the inflation already. That made no difference.
That just helped it along. It's kind of like no one could have predicted what happened in 2019, 2020 with the pandemic. Everything was going along, and then all of a sudden, boom, that happens, and it's like that just threw everything into a tizzy. No one saw that coming.
Yeah, you look in the early 2000s, if you remember that, you was quite young, like 9/11. Like 9/11, that was just because it just come out of nowhere.
Right.
I think the markets were closed for 3 days. Joe was probably working there then.
Yeah.
I
have another question for Joe, and I want to go back on one of his other comments. Joe said he had 50 suits still. Joe, why do you have 50 suits still?
They got to go, Joe. Take them to the charity shop.
They got. I was getting ready to say they got Goodwill in your town, don't they? There's probably a lot of places. Let it go, brother. You're getting close to being one of us.
Yeah.
You only need, I'd predict 4 or 5 suits, if that. Everybody said you just need one good suit in there with a nice, crisp, clean white shirt and a nice couple ties, and get you a good solid black or maybe a charcoal gray in there, and
Yep.
good to
If I
go.
if I if I ever needed a suit, if I ever did need a suit ever again, I'll just go out and get one made because
Yes.
it's
Oh,
like
110%.
7,000-8,000 baht.
And that's what Jim and I were talking about the other day. When my nephew, he came over here with me and my niece, and one of the reasons why he came over here and agreed because he was still working for Fisher Investments, so he was wearing a
Yeah.
suit and tie every day.
Yeah.
So he went down to one of the little places here in town,
Yep.
got fitted. They did his
Yep.
measurements, picked out the fabric.
Yep.
Um, a day later or 2 days later, they called him back for a refitting. They basically, as I would say, they had the rough draft done. They
Yep.
did the refit. They sized him up even more. And then another 2 days later, and another 2 days later, they had his suits done. Well,
Yep.
instead of giving them the suits, he gave them an address. They boxed them up in a FedEx box and sent them back to the States for him so he wouldn't have to carry them through. And they
Yep.
told him right then, they said, if we have as long as you don't change drastically, like as long as, you don't gain a ton of weight or something
Yep.
like that, we have your sizes on file. If you want another suit, give us a call. We'll
Yep.
make you another suit and we'll ship it to you. And I want to say he paid like $180 a piece for them, and they were really nice
Yeah.
fabric. And I asked him, I said, how did how did the suits fit? How was the material, this and that? He said, Uncle Ryan, I wore them to the office. I got a lot of compliments on the suits. They're like, man, it's a nice suit, new suit, this, that,
Yeah.
the other. He says, yeah, these are the suits that I had in Thailand, that I had
Yeah.
made in Thailand. And everybody, well, how much were they? He said, for shipping and everything, like $180 a piece. And he said, and everybody was just flabbergasted. They're like, wow, you really got a nice suit. I mean,
Yeah.
just a clean,
Yeah.
good, solid suit.
Yeah.
And he says they held up. And then, of course, he pulled to you and me and quit his job at Fisher Investments and
Yeah.
started traveling abroad and becoming a digital. He is a true minimalist digital nomad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
he's
I must admit that's why I like hanging around our like even people like Tim.
mhm.
I haven't met Joe yet. People like yourself, people like Greeny, Chris. Everyone in our group. Everyone who goes out dining with us, whether it's Tim or whoever. So many people, and all of us are all much the same. All of us have got. I don't think any of us own any suits.
Yeah, I know I don't.
Not
No,
here
I
in
take
Thailand.
that
Not
back.
here. Not here in
I
Thailand.
don't I don't own a suit. I own a sport jacket because I remember I was getting ready to give everything away, and my mother looked at me and she says, Ryan, hold on to, something, hold on to some clothes in case you ever come back and need it. So I picked like a nice pair of pants out, a nice pair of suit pants, and a sport jacket, a nice like
Yeah.
houndstooth blue and
Yeah.
black sports jacket, just to in case I needed it. And I put it in a box and put them in nice suit bags and packed them all away. And I was getting ready to put it up in my parents' attic. And I got a call from my friend. I'm telling you, like days before I was less than a week before I was scheduled to get on a flight. It was like a Friday. Now I was scheduled to fly out on a Tuesday. And I
Yeah.
get a call from a lifelong friend. And I knew his dad very well, very, very well. He goes, Dad died. We're going to have the funeral on Friday.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, fucking hell, you got to be kidding me. And so, not that I was pissed off at him. I was like, man, it just come out of left field. And of course, I was going to go to it. So I literally had to unbox the suit, put it on, and that's also the same day that I closed on my house. So I was at the funeral in the morning with the wake and everything,
Yeah.
talking to friends and his family, because I literally I've known him 30 years.
Yes.
So sat there, talked to everybody, left the funeral home, went and signed the house over and said, okay, it's all done. Boy, that was a big weight off my back. It was like,
Yeah.
get everything. And went and had lunch with the real estate guy and went home and took the
Yeah.
clothes off, put them right back in the bag,
Yeah.
put them right back in the suit bag, put
Yeah.
them back in the box, sealed the box back up, and threw it in the attic and said, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. If
Joe, is that
anybody else,
$4,000 or 4,000 baht?
I'm willing to say dollars. It's probably Italian made suit.
See what it was. My father was a tailor at Moss
Mm-hmm.
Brothers, and so was my mother. So what I used to do was I used to come here, and I used to cut off the pieces of cloth, little swatches they're called, and I used to I used to FedEx those back to the UK to my mum and dad, and they used to tell me what suits to get made from the cloths I sent back.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'd send them back 30 and I'd get like 20 suits made up. But I was paying $120 a suit. But the tailor in Bangkok who made my suits at the time said they'd never done so much tailoring on anyone's suits before. Because my mum and dad were sending over instructions what to do with the suits, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah. I had a German lady. She was a master tailor, and boy, she was a spitfire, but boy, could she do miracles on suits.
Yeah.
She knew all the ins and outs. And I actually worked in a suit store when I was very young. And it was one of those good life lessons because you learned about clothes like the guy, he'd owned a suit store all his life. And we went to the big department stores, everything, because we were in a mall. And he,
it's hot. That's the reason why I've got the aircon on. It's hot. It's bloody, it's baking in here tonight. It's absolutely,
I didn't realize it.
I agree with Ryan. It's been hot all fucking day. It's been like,
I didn't even look at the temperature, but it's cooled down now. Go out on the balcony, you'll feel it.
If you was here, Kev, you'd be in trouble because you know how cold I get here. And today, I could definitely say I'm not cold today. Can you do a video on the Empire Luxury Private Club? What's that?
What the hell is the Empire Luxury Private Club? That sounds a little too luxurious. Listen, Joe, if it wasn't for low class, we'd have no class at all. You can't be sending us to no high class places.
Yeah.
That sounds way out of our league.
We really are quite minimalistic when it comes to like restaurants, because when we go out, we're not even doing 3 courses now because we're eating so much food. I'm trying to go to these restaurants and just have 1 course and that is it. Whereas before, when I used to go out with Kevin and Gary, I was having 3 courses every Friday. I can't do that now because I'm just fucking, I'm putting on too much weight, you know.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I feel it.
So I might have a main course and some ice cream, but we just don't go to any. The flashiest places we go to are Cajun
Peaky
Life
Blinders
and Peaky Blinders, and our bills there are like just under 2,000 baht a head, if that. And second floor. So what's that there then, Joe? What is it?
Empire Luxury Private Club. I don't know. I'll look it up in a little while.
It probably wouldn't be my bag. You know, look it up so we can share it, or you got a link. Let me see if I can grab it. I'll see if I can grab that. Paste. It's a sophisticated place. Good food, good wine, good gin. It's got a good reputation. It's open now. Opens at 12 o'clock. It looks a bit. It's probably not for me.
Yep.
I've got a wife and I've got wife and kids, which I want to keep. And I don't want to do no more. I can't afford no more divorces.
It comes back to what I just said. If it wasn't for low class, we'd have no class at all.
Yeah, like I've got a bottle of Veuve Clicquot here now, champagne.
Never been a big champagne person.
Cigar, Star. I look at this. This just looks too pretentious for me.
Yeah.
You're
still living in New York there, Joe. You got that New York taste.
I'll put it on screen share.
They've even got a membership. It looks like a cigar bar.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the website.
Yeah, I've got it here. I've got the
website or the Facebook.
Let me.
Got a nice website. It looks like a cigar bar. Club rules. We got to look at this. Attire. Club rules. Attire. The Empire Private Club dress code is smart casual. The opening hours are from
we
5
won't get
p.m.
in.
to midnight, depending on guests. Black members will be given seating priority over members with green cards or guests at management discretion. Pure luxury for our distinguished guest, and it's loading. It's loading because it knows I'm not a distinguished guest. Membership. Let's see what the membership is. Monthly spending of 20,000 baht, you get a 10. So members who purchased a green card for 9,000 baht will get a spending credit of 10,000 baht. According to the following benefits, are monthly spending of 20,000 baht. Gold card. So for a membership fee of 100,000 baht or after spending a total of 200,000 baht, members will receive a 10% discount on cigars and beverages. Platinum card. So membership of 200,000 baht or total of spending 400,000 baht, members will receive 20% off. Or the black card for membership. So if you spend 400,000 baht, you get a black card.
It just ain't the place we tend to go. When we go out, we're looking at spending, Joe, be honest with you. We're looking at spending between 3 and 900 baht.
Yep.
And that's easy if we go to Peaky Blinders.
Going to Phil, going to La Union. Who's the fat man?
Got no idea.
Did we get we get somebody else squeaking in there?
Let's have a look. Let's go to channel. He's got 13 subscribers. Two videos 3 years ago. Oh, you don't do no content.
No.
Yeah.
The
About
fat man. Hoy. Is he saying hoy as in?
No, he's been going for a long time. 2007. You know. It's,
yeah. Well, I'm not
an old channel.
Doubting that one. I'm just saying I don't know what he's trying to tell us
It
here.
looks like a good car accident.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. We like these.
Speak for yourself.
Oh! Wow. 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 That was definitely a wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, it's definitely an American accent because that was a postal truck.
Yeah, well, I think he's from where's he from? Philadelphia or somewhere?
I don't know.
Somewhere like that. Yeah.
So back to Joe says when he gets there, he's going to pay for all three of us. Are we getting the gold? Are we getting the black membership, Joe?
Nah, it'd be a one-off.
Are we getting the black membership? I mean, come on.
That's just really out of our league because what you got to understand is, Joe, all us guys, we're all retired. And because we're retired, anything we spend is coming out of our retirement. And we're not, how to put it? We don't do like keep up with the Joneses or anything like that. We're really quite boring, really, to a lot of people.
Speak for yourself. I have fun. Like I almost went into the gentlemen's clubs the other day. I mean, we stood outside of it and looked.
Look, I had a great day out today with Anna. You know, I had a great day out today with Anna.
Yeah, but you remember the other day, we're like, oh, look, it's a gentleman's club. Let's go see what it's like. And then we stood outside and we're like, oh, yeah, there's a lot of pretty women in there. And we never made it in.
No.
We all kind of chickened out at the door and said, no, I got to go. We got to do stuff. Yeah. That's how much excitement we have.
Yeah.
We stood outside and said we were going to go walk into a place and never made it in.
Oh, it's been murder, hasn't it? You know, it's just, you just don't do it. You know? Well, the thing is as well, by the time we go out and we eat, I don't want to go anywhere anyway other than go home and go to bed. Ryan sent you a friend's request on Facebook.
Oh, send it again, Tommy. That was you. I deleted it. I didn't realize that was you. My bad.
Talking of that, I got a friend's Facebook request from your mum.
Who? Tommy or me?
You.
Really? I didn't think she knew how to do Facebook.
I'm not sure it was your mum or not. She looked too young. No
That
disrespect
ain't
to
my
your
mom.
mum.
My mom's an old lady.
Yeah, she's. I can show you. So if I go into.
Well, let's not and show me off camera so the rest of the world doesn't see my mom's Facebook page.
Okay, yeah.
Someone shows up at the house. Oh, Annie Oakley over there is going to grab the gun and.
I don't even know where I'll find like suggested friends
Yep.
or whatever. Anyway, so because I don't have a lot of people on my Facebook. I've got more people on my LinkedIn. You know, it's just the way it is. Jay Easy's in. Have you still got your? Because you changed your. Yeah, he's in. Good evening, gentlemen. How you doing? All right, Jay. You're here soon. I've already done the charts,
Jay
Jay.
Easy's here.
Yeah, if you want to see the charts, Jay, you have to go into 1 hour 30 minutes, and I've done the charts in about 5 minutes because Ryan had to go for a pee break.
It was a cigarette break, actually.
Yeah. I'm getting all ready. I'm getting all ready for the NFL tonight. We were England got knocked out of the World Cup last night, but I'm not too bothered.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a fags game anyway.
Oh Lord! Everybody, all the hitters are coming in. It's time for us to go.
It is as well, isn't it? It's like 5. We got 5 minutes. So Jay East is coming over just after Christmas. It looks like Tommy won't be here next year, and hopefully Joe will be here in March.
Yeah. What we didn't even talk. We're supposed to talk about what we're doing for Christmas on the show. We got to write this shit down.
No. We're doing Soy 6, aren't we? We're doing.
Oh yeah.
We're doing Queen Vic, the Soy 6 with
who's going to be here? I know. We got to only. About
there's only 4 of us,
us,
isn't there? There's me, you, Robert Mack, and his wife.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought either Jay or Tommy J was coming.
No, Tommy J looks after his parent, so he's a full-time carer.
Yeah, Soy 6 Christmas.
He won't even take holiday. He just looks after her all the time.
Yeah.
You know, he's dedicated.
Know a few people like that.
It's difficult. What do you do? You know what you do. You know what? I'd love to give my mum and dad a cuddle, but I'll probably never see him again. Jay is arriving at the end of January, so we'll definitely meet up, and then they're coming out with a lunch bunch. There's always people here coming in with a lunch bunch, isn't there? You know, loads.
Yeah, you're getting a few people popping in. You know, we had Mark in, and we got Chris right now. You know, they were brought in by Robbie walking in My Shoes Thailand from the Spot Radio and everything. So
Robbie's brought a few people in, and Greeny's brought a few in.
Yeah, and you know, Mark seemed to be a very nice guy.
I like Mark a lot, and I like Nick as well.
Yeah, Nick's very, he's a young man, like they said, just trying to make it through. But Mark seems to be kind of figuring stuff out, and I think it was kind of good because he was getting into people now that have been around the block. After we got done eating the other day, I brought him down and
you got his bank account for him.
Well, I hooked him up with a place, and they said they, got your passport, blah 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 blah, and he looked at him and said, well, how much is this going to cost me? They said, oh, we don't charge you anything. Come back and see us when you do your visa. And he said,
really?
What? Yes. Is
that your visa specialist?
3,700 baht. That was to buy the insurance and open up the bank account and put some money in. So he'd never. Now, not saying that they might get some money on the back end on a kickback from the bank for sending them over, but that's here nor there. But when he looked at them and said, how much money do I owe y'all today? They said, nothing. They said, we just want your business when you do a visa. Come see us again, please.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, that was great. Yeah. I will go see him, if I need some help.
Was it you use, what's the name of the company you use?
Manarat on Soy Post Office.
Manarat on Soy Post Office, yeah. And then you got the other one, which is Key Visa. But Darren, who owned Key Visa, he's just died.
Yeah, I can't speak on about any of the other visa places, so I don't know.
Well, I've got two friends here. I haven't got a lot of friends here anyway, but the 2 friends I've got is Ryan and a guy called Steve who owns Valley View Restaurant, and they both use the same visa agent.
Yeah, which is Manarat.
Yeah, that's correct. They both use the same visa agent, and if you want driving licenses, everyone uses TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. I will say
but
that.
the bank thing is that's really impressed me because TikTok charged 5,000 baht.
No, 3,700.
Yeah,
that was to go put money in the to get an initial deposit in the bank and buy the insurance and everything like that. Now I will say I went and dropped them off at the bank, and I was going to sit there and walk them through the whole process. But good night was that bank crowded, and I looked at him. I went, "Hey man, you got the note, everything. You come back and do it again." He goes, "Well, I fly out on Tuesday," and I was like, and I was like, listen, I got stuff to do. I can't wait 2 hours, hour. And he said it took a long time for him to get into the bank. That was
but he
unusual.
got it done, though. Yeah, he got it done.
He did get it done. Yep, everything's set up. Everything's good. I think I walked him through about the Wise account, everything like that. Or he did all that. So
it was very sad about Darren.
You see, I didn't know Darren. I
didn't know him. I'd only seen him on Buzzing Patio, but he was a well pumped guy, and
right.
It's best I just don't comment, but he obviously, the guy who owns Buzzing Patio, what's his name?
Right.
I can't remember his name.
Trevor.
Mm-hmm. Trevor loves him, and so Trevor's going to be absolutely devastated. So my thoughts are with Trevor tonight.
Yeah,
but
Trevor kind of sticks to himself. He's made mention about that because I watched Trevor's channel. I remember seeing Trevor before the pandemic when he was, evidently hot and heavy with his photography. Yeah. And then, when the pandemic happened, he just started ramping up the views and everything and really turned that channel into something. Yeah, and he gets out there and he hustles. And people have made mention, hey, you're going to do any collabs with any other YouTubers and stuff. And he's always danced around it. And then, he kind of said, listen, I don't really collab with other YouTubers. I kind of like to do my own thing, no offense to them, no disrespect, none of this. Yeah. And you kind of got to respect that a little bit. He's out there and there's quite a few of them.
Yeah, Lucas is a little bit like that as well. But,
because he'll still get with Nick and this one and go out
there. Yeah, but he won't do collaborative videos.
Yeah, for the most part, they'll. But I've talked to a couple,
and we're collab with anyone.
Yeah, I'll sit there. I'll talk to anybody, and there was
collab with anyone.
Right when I first got here, there were two people that barely knew me from Adam. I'd met them here, and I was thinking about, and it was my other channel. I was thinking about doing just a travel vlogger channel, giving it a go, and they were pumping it they were getting on their live streams going, hey, this is my friend here. There's his link. Go subscribe, please. Go subscribe, please. And I was like, man, that's awful nice. I mean, these guys have been working on YouTube for 2-3 years and we're just, just throwing my name out there like it was nothing, saying, hey, go subscribe to his channel. I'll never forget that because there's a lot of people that I knew well that have good YouTube channels that have never offered anything like that, And they just they've got their little, it's like their business and that's it. They keep to themselves. They've got their format and that's a wrap.
Yeah. Well, the Eat Out Patio, I'm very impressed with. No, because we've got over 100 subs now.
Yeah, we got over 100 subs. Oh, look at Richard decides to show up. I guess it's 8 o'clock in the morning for him.
Yeah.
So
Eat Out Patio.
I think we're at 107, 108.
On YouTube. So if I go YouTube, Eat Out Patio.
Anytime, no time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to the channel. Here we go. 108. 108.
I said that 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We're at it, which I'm not upset about. I'm not disappointed. I'm at the point now where I really don't give a F. I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care how many views. Now, if we had like 5 views per video, I'd say, okay, we're doing something wrong or readdress this or something like that. But
Yeah.
like I told you before, I kind of looked back at the videos and I went, all right, we're getting more views on the videos where we go eat at a restaurant in Central Pattaya,
Yeah.
like your Smoking Joe's and you're there. Look at what Cheap Charlie's did. Look at what or Casa Pascal did. It's like
Yeah.
there seems to be a trend here. So it's like, okay, it's all good and well.
It's value for money. That's what you got to look for. You got to look for value for
Correct.
money, and
Value
that
for
gives
money.
you.
Like the one on Tuesday, I really don't expect the video to do that well. I really don't. Now when
Like Casa Pascual got nearly 400 views on that.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Well, I put the magic words in there, patty and buffet. Now when we readdress and we rethink and we go back at it on Friday and we said we're going to hit one in actual Pattaya, I expect that one to do better than Drifters. And to me, Drifters is going to be a cooler place. If it's half of what I hope, it is it's something that people that live here or even people that holiday for a month, everybody talks about get out the city for a second, go here, go there. And here you got a beach bar that's well away from all the action, someplace where you can go sit down, it's quiet. So
yeah. Like doing the vloggers news on Richard has increased my count
on your
on my channel.
Yeah.
So like where I'd like 1,200 within the last few months, I've like gained about 200 subs in the last 2 months. But it's always when I go on Richard's channel or like Greenie, James. If James mentions me, that's quite big as well. If James does it.
Well, Jay Easy saying Soy 6 Christmas, epic name for a Christmas dinner video. Wait till you see the Christmas Carol we got coming out. We're going to do a short with a Christmas Carol a couple of days before, something like we're having a Soy 6 Christmas.
Yes.
You're going to have Tom in his little top hat and his little, English outfit from looking like he come out of a Charles Dickens novel.
Oh,
and I'm going to look like I'm putting in something into a Charles Dickens novel.
So on that one, it'd be quite. If we can get the videos uploaded on Christmas Day, I think they could go viral.
Oh, I have to do it
because I'm going live Christmas Day. I'm going live.
Well, you're going live Christmas Day. We've got, I'm gonna have.
I might go live in fucking the Queen Vic.
Well, I thought about that as well. You've got to realize I'm going to have about a 3-4 hour downtime. Then I've got a bottle of Jack Daniels waiting on me that night. So I have to eat, get home, and get the video edited. So I'll have it pre-edited. I'll have something up and then get the videos in there.
Yeah.
And then I'll have it up
and I will do a short
6 o'clock in the afternoon.
I will do a short, and Brian's back now as well, so I'm going to find out if any of his bars have got the girls dressed up in Father Christmas outfits.
Probably so. They will.
Yeah, but I won't put that on the Eat Out Patio one. I'll put that on my channel just for a laugh.
Yes, please do. Jay Easy is saying that Bangkok Bank sending me a text saying I have a little bit of money. I get a text message about this time every night from Bangkok Bank telling me my balance for the day.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's like clockwork. It's about between 10 o'clock and 10 minutes after. So
I couldn't tell you what got in my bank. I never looked. So
yeah, they send it in. Jay Easy saying, awesome. Maybe we could all send in clips for the Christmas Carol. That'd be pretty cool. We'll come up with a little I'll come up with a little Christmas Carol tune or something. I'll get my buddy that's a pretty good limerick writer, get him to basically do like a parody of we'll do a Soy 6 Christmas, and I can send out the lyrics to all you Tommy J's and Jay Easy's and get them to film it, and we could all splice it in. And we could have our Soy 6 Christmas Carol.
I'm just trying to think if I could. I won't do one now, but I could actually put one up for a laugh. I'll do one this week. I'll do a Christmas one. But next Sunday, I'm going to have some special guests next Sunday for anyone who's just come into the chat. Next Sunday's going to be a special night. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going next Sunday.
I will.
No, please don't. I really don't want it out till Sunday. And you know why. So on Sunday, I'm going to have a right laugh on Sunday. Didn't tell you guys during the live show 2 weeks ago, PayPal again 14 times while I was on the show.
Well, yeah, we talked about that off air, Richard.
Yeah.
I told you that I had Tom distract you, and I was hitting that email left and right trying to backdoor into the system. And then I realized you're about as broke as me on PayPal. So I was like, oh, crap, I'll just stop now.
We do have a laugh. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah. Jay Easy, let me get with my lyric writer there, my Kaiser Soze of Mongers, and I will see if we can't come up with some lyrics.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll get Richard to do the video. He seems to get all them nice graphics in there. Get us some overlay. Maybe we'll get Mariah Carey singing our Christmas song. So,
so the financial. If anyone wants the financial news, if you go into about 1 hour 30 minutes on this live chat, I can leave it up this week because I didn't get stoned.
And also, if you don't want to see the financial news, it was from 1:30 to about 1:36, 1:37, because it's not looking good. If you want to be like me and say, nope, my money's in the mason jars, just skip that part of the video.
Myself personally, if you're in the S&P 500, it's going up. And I say you're 9% behind the record high. So myself personally, I would let that go up a little bit. But I would get my money out of all shares, all bonds, all everything, and just be in cash.
Yeah. Hey, Richard, read Richard. He says, hey, if you guys ever want overlays for your StreamYard live streams, let me know. I can share a couple I've created. I just want Tom to put a countdown on there because I usually get in about 2 minutes before and we start chatting a little bit. And then he goes, hey, Ryan, we're going to go live. Let me click the button. And I see him reach up and click the button. Then he goes, hello, everybody. And then I sit here and bitch about the same thing going, where's our big fancy introduction? I feel like I need to do a song and dance or something and say, welcome to the live show. Welcome to the live show.
I don't know how you put it on, though. That's the problem. I don't know how you put it on. How did you put it on, Richard? Is it quite easy to put on?
It probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the trouble is, it's the time factor here. We have no time, do we? We have no living.
We've been on for 2 hours. You sit there, you spend 30 minutes at a time scratching your ass. Every time you call me on live stream, you're laying down on the couch, and yeah. See, and he's even saying at least a 30-second countdown to let people load in.
Yeah, well, normally when we come in,
is that to load in or let the loaded people in?
Yeah.
Hey, you think we can get an Oompa Loompa song or something like that? Like a Willy Wonka maybe that would be a good intro for us. Like you could be like it'd be like Tom in the Chocolate Factory or something.
Yeah.
I could be sitting here doing my Oompa.
Jay's asking how long do the experts say the recession will last? The first 6 to 9 months, 2023
till 2035.
No, 2030.
2030.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I reckon this high when we hit the next peak on the for the S&P 500, I don't think it'll reach that peak again for 10 years. Because this market is looking dreadful with debt. World debt is unbelievable.
I have to take that back.
You got Chocolate Man.
I just said Tom in the Chocolate Factory, and Chocolate Man shows up, so I guess I have to do the Oompa Loompa song for him instead. Yeah, I take that back. Yeah.
Yeah. So, James has been up in with Chuck and all the gang up there, so they've had a right one.
Up in the jungle. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's been up on the Mekong River, isn't it? It's very beautiful up there. I went up there about 5 years ago.
I enjoyed my visit up that way. However, comma, period, semicolon, nonetheless, I need more Falong shit around me. I am not ready to immerse myself in total Thai culture to the max where I don't see too many other Falongs. I know that's some people's goals where if they never saw another foreigner again, they'd be happy. And listen, I can
Ah,
understand that in some regards. So, but me, I didn't move to Thailand to buy the those elephant pants and say that I'm here to discover myself. I just came here because it was cheaper and easier and all that stuff. So, um,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I come in because my wife's Thai, and you
right.
can live it. And the other reason why I come here, because I'm a bit of a doom and gloomist when it comes to
Hmm.
financial markets of the world.
Right.
Thailand is one of the very, very few countries in the world which is 100% self-sufficient when it comes to water and food.
Correct. Correct. Now, I tell you, the other good option out there is Cambodia. When I was in Cambodia, I was deeply I was deeply impressed with the food. Someone was telling me they don't have the import taxes what they had, and I've said that along. I don't think I've drank real Jack Daniels since I've been in
Yeah,
country.
yeah.
And as soon as I went over to Cambodia, beautiful little sports bar, sat down, ordered a Jack and Coke. Second, I took one sip. I knew it. I'm getting screwed over there. And I'm telling you, I bought at supermarkets. I bought here. I bought there. Every time I buy now, Granny told me to go over to King Power and go try. I'm going to go try it. I'm going to get a bottle for Christmas, and hopefully it's the real deal stuff. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think I've drank real Jack Daniels since I've been in this country.
Why don't you
Um,
why don't you text Mark who's in Japan?
is he still there?
He could be. Just ask him, text him.
Oh
He's
shit,
part of
I
the lunch
forgot all
bunch group.
about that. Yeah, well, I always think of, someone if they're going out the country when they come back in, they're always buying because if I would have known about it, I'd already promised the
Anyone
guy
coming to the states, anyone coming from the
before
states
Christmas. Yeah.
don't bring me a present. Just bring him a little bottle of JD. If you can nick
Not,
the little miniatures on the plane, that'd be good enough.
if you get one of those, I'll be more pissed off because that's more of a tease than anything. Um
Well, you can get
no,
several of them.
yeah, I'm probably going to put back a bottle for Christmas. It's not unusual. And that's the problem. The few times I do drink, I'll drink for a long period of time, and it will it will usually end badly with me just passing out on my bed.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Is the girlfriend turned up?
yes,
I thought so. I could tell you
yeah,
if she didn't get off.
yeah,
If you gotta go,
yeah.
you can
Well,
share.
I got my Coke Zero delivered to me.
Oh, you bastard.
Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah. Man, the girls are asleep. They're asleep. So I've got no servers to serve me.
no service. Need to get a dog.
I've got a cat.
You know, one of the guys I worked with, he said he had one of those proud dad moments. He had actually taught his daughter which beers need need needed was a twist off cap and ones that needed the pops, that you needed a bottle opener for. So the
Yeah,
little girl knew which one needed a bottle opener. So when she go, grab a beer out the fridge for her old man, she knew which one needed a bottle opener. He was so proud to tell everybody that. I was like,
yeah,
Jesus Christ, you're going to turn her into a bartender.
yeah. Well, I had to take the live stream down last Sunday.
Well, yeah, because you're higher than giraffe nuts.
Oh,
I'm
I
telling you, you had five. See, that was what got me was you had about five of us on at one time, and everybody's talking, and Dave's talking. So, and
I
I
was
saw
falling
you up in
asleep.
the upper left, and I just saw you kicking back. I thought you were monitoring the chat and just looking and typing along because I'd
Nah,
see you look down, and then all of
nah.
a sudden, when it became me, you, and Chris, I looked over and I saw your eyes, and I went, "Oh shit, he's gone." He's out. And
Yeah,
I'm like, Tom, don't forget to
yeah,
delete this. And you just
yeah.
reached up and just cut. It was like the Sopranos finale,
Oh
just
man,
cut off, no explanation, no goodbyes, no nothing, just boom.
uh,
And
well, well, I was terrible. I couldn't actually move my legs, and I
yeah,
couldn't talk, and I couldn't walk, and
well,
I was in a bad way.
right. And even Chris and I were, after you ended the stream, Chris and I are still sitting there talking. We're kind of doing a few jokes, and he's like, "Up, time's frozen." He just walked away. It's you and I, Ryan, just talking. The
Oh,
stream's over
really? You
with.
carried on,
Yeah,
did you? Yeah.
we carried on for a little while because we're laughing because you were just stuck there. You left. We're like, yeah, Tom must have just got
Oh
up and walked
man.
away and said, "The hell with all this."
Yeah.
And him and I were giggling.
Yeah. What it was, I went to was it called the Green Shop?
Green Spot.
Green Spot.
I
And
talked to,
I had one of these.
well, I talked to Josh about that. We sat there because I was telling him what happened. He was laughing, of course,
Of
and he was
24 hours, really 36 hours it took me, Joe.
And you got to realize me with marijuana or ganja or the green stuff. It's the knowledge is wasted on me because I really don't know. And yeah, it's cool to hear the story and people talking about it, but it's not my bag. I don't participate. So he's sitting there and he's telling me about some of the product that he has, and I'm going, oh, that's it's nice. I won't remember it to pass it on to everybody.
Yeah.
But I was telling him about you. He goes, man, next time he comes in, give him one of these. This is the fire stuff. That's a little bit cheaper. He says it's kind of like the Kush, blah, 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 blah. He says it will really mess you up. I said, Josh, he was messed up off that Jolly Rancher pretty bad. I don't think he needs anything stronger.
I said, I want to go in there with you when he's there. I want to meet this Josh because I was so. I can't remember the last time I was that fucked up like that.
Yeah. It's and he even says it. Since he had
a sword fight in here.
Yeah,
Richard.
He even said,
what it is, Richard, by making people moderators, it's just easier to see who the normal guys are and who the outsiders are.
Well, actually, all the unnormal people are usually the moderators on this chat.
Oh, come on.
I mean, this is a rough crowd around here.
No, it's, also as well, it's quite handy as well because it means people can go in and look. The one thing that does frustrate me when I'm not a moderator, sometimes I see somebody making a chat and I think, oh, they're quite sensible. Let's go to their channel, but you can't go to their channel if you're not a moderator.
Right.
Yeah. It took me 36 hours to recover. I wasn't right on Tuesday, was I?
No.
I
don't think you're right now. I think it's affected you for the rest of your life.
That's just a mental illness which is affecting me there.
I think it's the sometimers you got, and it ain't quite Alzheimer's. It's just sometimers.
No. There is. I'll be quite honest with everybody on here. The Wuhan did give me mental issues, and it didn't help when my son committed suicide, and. But it's not just me, so I'm not after sympathy or empathy or anything, But at least I'm aware of it, and it really did affect me. The Wuhan really affected me because my wife was a nurse in the UK, so I had to isolate. And if Kevin's in the chat here, Kevin knows me from the UK. He will tell you none of us in that area mixed with each other through the Wuhan. So if I used to see Kevin, we used to stand at like 12 meters apart.
See, and that's ridiculous. See him back home, they tried all that crap. They shut down all the bars and the restaurants and everything. Well, around where I am, you had summertime. So you would go out there and you'd look on the rivers and everything. You'd have 15, 17 people on a boat out there partying and drinking. Everybody's like, thank God the bars are closed and everything's shut down. You just have everybody else now out on the river, places where cops can't get to, hunting camps, fishing camps. And instead of having a couple people, you had like 1,000. And I mean, it was.
Have you ever read Wuhan, though? Have you ever caught the Wuhan?
3 times.
Fuck's sake. See, me, my wife or my daughter have never contracted the Wuhan.
I got it once. I had, before the Delta got real popular, because I remember at work, they were all, when I got the Delta variant, me and another guy that shared an office, I swear he gave it to me and he swears, vice versa. So
Jay East is asking, what did my wife say? She absolutely pissed herself with laughter and taking the mickey out.
Oh, yeah.
She thought it was hysterical.
Yeah, that's how we get the munchies there, Tommy J.
Like, Jay, you know me. I think you know me well enough anyway. I'm quite a surprise person anyway. So, when I'm a drunk, I'm not an aggressive drunk. So when I'm a drunk, I'm a really sabai drunk, and because I'm not drunk very often anyway. But when I'm high, I'm a very, very chilled out high. If you ever go on Google, type in the group Parliament and type in a song called P-Funk, that really sums me up what I'm like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like a P-Funk flying pig. And that's what I'm like. I'm just laying there and I can't move, you know?
So you like George Clinton in the Parliament Funkadelics? Is a little thing going
man,
down,
yeah. Yeah, well, when
there's
I was
a whole lot of
the
things
rhythm
going
down.
down. We got the funk.
The funk.
Yeah, I'll be listening to that song
I might
later.
have to put that album to a short. I'm surprised you know it. I'm surprised you know it.
I know all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm full with useless knowledge.
That's tear the roof off the sucker. Tear the roof off the sucker. Tear the roof off the sucker. Oh, man. Well, is anyone else in the chat ever heard Parliament? That's fucking unbelievable.
Oh, everybody's got to have at some point.
Yeah, a lot of English people haven't, you know, but Parliament is Parliament and P-Funk. I used to like Funkadelic and Bootsy Collins and all that. You know,
If I ever opened up my Spotify and you took a look at some of my list in there, it would shock you because you'd be like, how do you know a lot of these songs? Because it will go from one contrast to the next. You know, I have some, that good old Seattle grunge bass rock, your Green Days and your Pearl Jams. That'll be all in a playlist. I've got my new school country, my old school country, all, the Hank and all that and the Waylon Jennings. And then I'll have all the funk. I'll get that 70s funk like Rubber Band Man, the Ohios and all that stuff like the Ohio players. And then, of course, I've got like some of my brass bands from Louisiana, some Zydeco, stuff like that. And then I'll have little playlists off to the side like old time rock and roll, like oldies music, like before the Beatles, like your Chuck Berry's and your Fats Dominoes and all that. And then you go into even Jimmy Buffett. I'm just finding out now that there's a lot of people in Europe that never heard of Jimmy Buffett. And I'm like, dude, he has like created a whole like persona and it's based upon that Florida Gulf Coast area, island type music. It's like you can put me in tropical weather like this with a drink and put on Jimmy Buffett and you'll just chill the hell out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, some people hate it
bluegrass.
too.
I like a little bit of bluegrass as well.
Yeah, that's more hillbilly music.
Well, what's that music with? Who's that good-looking dude? He's so good-looking. He should be fucking illegal. No, George actor George with a C. George
Clooney.
Yeah, George Clooney. He done that.
They do the Constant Sorrow, Man of Constant Sorrow. Yeah,
he does that.
I am a man of constant sorrow.
Yeah. I love that song
too. Yeah,
I love. What style of music's that?
Ooh, that's got to be. That's probably a little bit of bluegrass in there.
Yeah,
it's old.
That's an amazing film. That's a great film. I love the music to that. Yeah. I like all types of music. If you want to know the type of music I like, just look at my videos because I'm never going to monetize YouTube. I just use copyright music, so the artists get paid.
Well, we've been on for 2.5 hours, and I know we've got a few people in the chat, but I'm going to cut it loose. It's time for me to wind down for the night.
Yeah, well, you go. I'll stay on. If anyone wants to come and do, if not, I'll do like 10 minutes, and if not, I'll go myself because I'm getting ready for the NFL.
Yeah,
which means not for long on live stream.
Take care, everybody, and I'll talk to you on Tuesday, Tom. I've got a busy
12
day
o'clock.
ahead of me.
You got to put a message out for tomorrow.
Yes, I'll put a message out later for everybody.
Yeah, put a message out to Nick to let him know where it is. Daz is coming as well, hopefully.
Yep.
Yeah. This week's a little skint was a laugh. Yeah. We try to have a laugh, We try and we're really lucky, really. We never have no trolls on here or anything.
No.
Well, we've had less than a handful of trolls on this channel, but it's only because I've probably already blocked them.
Yeah. Everybody, don't forget to smash the like button on the way out the door.
I got 15 likes. I can't believe it. That's
Yeah.
crazy, isn't it?
I think they really think that finger's for a prostate exam, and they're hitting it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a like button. It's not a
And
prostate
if you
exam.
dislike it, which I don't mind, just press it twice.
Yeah. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you later on that note.
I got that one off Chocolate Man.
Yeah.
See you later. He's gone. He's gone. Right, so I'm on by myself. I can't even run through the financials or anything. No, I can't. There you go. I grew up bluegrass music, listening to bluegrass music. Yep. I like everything. I like classical. I love a lot of soul because where I was brought up in London was very, very multicultural. Had a lot of West Indians guys moved into the area I lived into. Went to school with them. Great guys. Well, they was already there before I got there. They moved there in the mid-50s. So in the 60s, I just got into their music. The first white artist I ever bought was Hotel California, the Eagles, in 1976. Until then, I only ever listened to soul music. I was really into Donny Hathaway, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, Motown. Really big into Motown and that type of music. But I love Donny Hathaway, though. Donny Hathaway is one of my favourite singers of all time. Al Green, love Al Green, love Temptations. I even love that film, the Temptations film. Well, I appreciate that you coming on, Ryan. If Ryan didn't come on the show every week, guys, I tell you now, I wouldn't do it. Yeah, it's why I do it because he makes it so easy for me. When you're doing the show by yourself, it's quite difficult. So next week, going to a very, very special place. Can't tell you where I'm going. Because of obvious reasons, because of security. But it should be really good fun. So I'm going to do a live stream from there and the view and everything. I think you guys are going to be really impressed with what's going to go on next week. It's a special treat for you. It's like a pre-holiday treat. Cookie wants to say hello. Here he comes. Here's my soy cat. There he is. I think he's begging for more food, I think. And now he's attacking me. And yeah, my soy cat, he cost me 2,000 baht a month to keep him food because he only likes one type of food, and it just so happens it's the dearest food in bloody Macro. Yeah, but I love him, and that's another reason why I'd never go back to Europe because I just couldn't leave my cat behind. That's the trouble with a cat. With a dog, a lot of people just leave dogs, but with cats, they own you. So I'm the best slave that cat's ever had. And I'm always feeding him and looking after him and stuff like that. Any questions at all? If not, I'm going to go and have a shower because even though I've had this on, it's been quite hot in here tonight. I've put the air conditioning on tonight, guys. That's the first time I've put the air conditioning on since May. So I've only put it on for the third time this year. That's it. But it's running fine. It's running nice and quiet. So I'll probably leave it on all night. Yep, I've had to put the air conditioner on tonight because it's so humid. What's the humidity? Well, I can't believe it because it's not even humid. One's outdoors, one's indoors. It's saying it's Saturday, but it's Sunday really. So, yep. Good night. Yeah, it was nice. Thanks for you coming on, Tim. Really appreciate the questions and the laugh. Thanks everybody for coming in. Nobody wants to come into the chat and say hello. No, nobody wants to come on board. No. Okay. Well, it was great having you all here. Next Sunday, I might be going live from 6 o'clock, but I don't know yet. So I might be going live for about 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, say hi to Mary for me as well, Jay. She's a lovely woman you got there. She's a great woman, Oh, and the old, what's the other thing? Because we was talking about it last week, so I will talk about it. I was talking to somebody this week, so I'm definitely looking into assisted living. So I might do something with assisted living. I really fancy the idea of it. I went down to my land, and you want to do crude oil? Let's have a look at crude oil. Went down to my land and looked at it, and I can put like about 12 self-assisted, good-sized properties on there for people who just need assistance in living. There's a lot of. I've come to the conclusion after being here like 2 years. There's a lot of people who live here, and they really do struggle because they're not in a relationship. They're by themselves, and it'd be better for them to live in the community. Let me have a look at the markets. Let's have a look at the oil. Let me have a look at these markets. Sorry, guys. It's trouble. Got too many screens sometimes. Crude oil, yeah. Yeah, I'll do this for you before I go. What I think. It's trading at 71.59, but I'm just waiting for it to come up the chart. I've just got this WTI futures. 1 second. Yeah, they got smashed in. They got smashed on Friday. But it made a bit of a recovery. It'd be nice if you bought the bottom there. So just look at this. I'll just put in some parameters just to have a look. Let's have a look. What I'm going to put in there. Bollinger. And I think the oil prices have come down because, as I said earlier on, with a recession, the oil price normally comes down anyway. So, right, I've done that. I'm just going to move that over to let's move it over to a 1 year situation. 1 month. Here we go. At the moment, it's a buy. At the moment, but there's not a lot of. Let's screen share it. Sorry about this, guys. There you go. Where's? Yep. Yeah, it's trading lower. It's trading lower. So the way I look at this, I don't know what you think, Joe, but the way I'm seeing this is going to go lower. So oil, with a bit of luck, could go down to 65. If it goes down to 65, hopefully that will pull down the airfares. Because I'm looking at the airfares, and the airfares to America are coming down in price. I looked at the airfares tonight. So air flights to San Francisco, you're looking at $8.18 for economy, and for the fastest way here, you're looking at $1,215 US. If that's any good to you. But going back to the chart, if you look at the chart, it just depends. I'll go by the CPI reading on Tuesday. That reading on Tuesday is going to be massive for the economy. But I look at this. If I look at this, I think, well, I could go in Monday, buy on Monday, sell at the end of Monday, But by Tuesday, I want to be in a total cash position anyway, because I don't want to have anything outstanding on Tuesday, because Jerome Powell doesn't know what he's doing. He's bloody useless. So Joe's saying he reckons it's going to go to 55. Yeah, I can easily see it going to 60, and he say 55. It all depends how big the recession is next year. How big do you reckon the recession is going to be, Joe? See, I reckon the recession is going to last to 2030. I think we're going to be in the bear market to 2030, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be in for a shock, and that's what I'm saying. If I get that download up, If I get the charts up, which I've done earlier, and I'll go share screen, and I'll go share screen. Sorry, guys, it's on a separate screen. Right, yeah. So this, it's the Thai baht to the US dollar. I see it between 33 and 35 for next week. The Dixie, that's turned over. Dixie's on a downward trend, but as I said, the world has got so much debt. I can easily see this rebounding. Never ever bet against America. Ever bet against America. I'd bet against the euro. I'd bet against the English, but I'd never ever bet against America. It's that big, and all the world debt's in dollars, and the Fed's not printing the dollars, so they could easily push those back up. That's that one. And right, this is it. The S&P peaked at around 4,600. Yeah, it's now trading at 3,996. Is it or something? I can see this going back up to 429. If this hits 429, and I was in a massive S&P 400 position, I would convert that into cash, not tokens, into cash, into dollars, US dollars, because I can see from there. I can see it going down to 2.9, and when it comes down to 2.926, yeah, go back in. But when you're at this level and the way the market's going, and you can see it's predominantly red going down, we're in a downward trend. You've got to take the profit on the way down. It's the only way you make money on a bear market. Gold is still looking fantastic. Gold's on the way back up, and the worst, the more war we get, the more deprivation, the more Wuhan, the more poverty, the more people out of work, the stronger it'll be for gold. And the reason why gold is also strong is because so few people actually understand it, and so few people are actually investing it, like me. Like I'm probably over the top with gold, and I think you guys know that anyway. I know that, so don't take my advice because I'm not a financial advisor. Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin's going to go down to 12,500. I think Bitcoin's in real trouble. As for all the other cryptos, I think they've lost the plot. I think they have, where this FTZ guy has ripped off the market, I think all the retail investors are now waking up and saying, oh, this is a Ponzi scheme. I think, if you can just make up coins with bloody computer code, where's the value? Where's the value coming from? I can't see where the value is coming from. So to me, Ethereum, Cardano, all those, I think they're all going to get smashed, and they could get smashed to zero. So if you're in profit and you're in crypto, so I know there's a few guys who look back on these financials. If you're looking back on these financials, do yourself a favor. If you're in profit, get your money out. And Coinbase, which is a publicly listed company, they have to be honest about what they're doing. Well, basically, if you look at this chart, they're fucked. Just like Bitcoin. So if you look at it, it's all red coming down. All this red coming down, all below the moving average. It can't even go above the moving average. They're in real trouble. They're totally over leveraged with debt and bullshit tokens. And I won't be surprised if they're even using customer funds. Seriously, it's that corrupt. It is that corrupt. This is going to be the biggest domino Ponzi scheme anyone's ever seen. If anyone's got any money in Coinbase, Binance, Robinhood, as I call it, get your money out. Get your money out as soon as possible. I honestly, I know Joe's in the chat. I know he's out. The only thing I've got faith in is in Bitcoin. That's because I own bloody one. But the Bitcoin I own is at 48,000. Well, I'm never going to see a return on that. So that one there, I'll just keep it in my little cold wallet, and I will pass that over to my daughter, and she can have that. And the last one is 2023. At the beginning of the year, I always do like what I think is going to perform in 2022. So this year, I said gold would outperform S&P 500 and Bitcoin, and it's done that. I see the same thing for 2023. I honestly believe that gold and platinum will outperform property, S&P 500, and Bitcoin next year. If you can buy physical gold, even better. I honestly believe next year as well, sometime during the year, could be around April, around May time. I honestly see that there's going to be a black swan. I honestly see US dollar going back to 40. Yeah. Try and get all your investments into US dollars. Kevin, who's in here, he's started collecting silver. Just carry on with the silver, Kevin. You won't go wrong because silver's like gold on steroids. Recession, I reckon next year there's a 99% chance of recession next year. And the other problem I see, because we've got this here now in Thailand with petrol, inflation will come down, but the prices won't come down. So when I'm going into my petrol station at the moment, I'm still paying like 35, 36 baht or whatever it is. I don't really look, but it's around that price. Well, petrol prices have come down to where they should be at 17 baht. But the greedy petrol companies haven't reduced the price of petrol in Thailand. I also like platinum as well, Joe. I love platinum. I know a CEO, large mortgage company, he said when the rates go back in September, home purchases dried up overnight. He had to immediately lay off 300 plus staff. Yep. Yeah, I think the housing market's gone. I think because if you can sell your house at the moment at the right price in the States, just cash out of it for the moment and just keep yourself in cash. It's different from Robert Mack, because I know Robert Mack's a really big property investor. So where I like invest a lot in gold, he invests probably the same amount in property, and but he rents his property out, and he's a reasonable landlord, so all his properties are all fully rented. So I think he'll be okay. Yep, I love silver. I've actually been buying Thai silver, Joe. I don't know if you've seen it. Same here, Tom. Gas prices here are crazy. Yeah, but see, if you look at the crude oil prices, they've come down. So why haven't they reduced the petrol prices? This is pure greed from the oil corporations. I hate corporations. Hate them. Show me a corporation and I will show you a bloody devil. Seriously. This is the reason why when I worked for IBM and Toshiba, I didn't mind ripping them off. I used to love it. I used to just charge them. Yeah. They used to pay me to sleep in my car while I was rebuilding servers. It was so funny. You know, I used to go in the car sitting there, you know. I was getting paid about $50 an hour or $70 an hour, something stupid. And I was just sitting there sleeping while the server was building itself, you know. Yeah, Jay used to say the same. Yeah, I felt quite, when Kevin came over, I think quite shocked him, really. He didn't realise what I was like with all these corporations. But anyone who goes out and rips off banks, anyone who goes bankrupt and knocks all the banks, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Yeah, so next year, what do you fancy next year then, Joe? What else do you fancy? The only thing that frightens me about silver, Joe, is if it goes up to 31, if silver went to 31, I reckon they would stop trading to protect the short position, like they did in January of last year, and like they did with nickel. If you look at the nickel story, nickel went from like $4 up to $100 or something stupid, and the London Metal Exchange, they ceased trading to protect the short market. So you could only sell, you couldn't buy or something to protect the short market. Tom, it's because they've got a higher. What's this? It's because they got it at a higher price. What, the oil? But the oil's been coming down for quite a while, Joe. The oil's been coming down now for well over. The oil's been coming down. Yeah, the oil's been coming down for quite a while, but I don't see how they can justify So when the oil was at like $80, we're not at 120 anymore. Well, when the oil was at 120, we was paying 45 baht. It's now at 80. At 80, we're still at 80. We were still paying 38. So it doesn't correlate. It's not right, you know. It's pure corporate greed. Corporations are all greedy. They can't help themselves. Anything else, guys? Because it's coming up to like 10 to 11. What time's the NFL start? How long to the game, Jay? How long to the game? How long to the game? Anyone can tell me when the game's on? When's the NFL start? When's the kickoff? Anyway, it was great having everybody in. Don't forget, next Sunday, loads of special guests. And I'll be live again next Sunday for the sake of it. So it'll be a good laugh. Hopefully, I just want a couple of really nice special guests, and that'll be it. So, Mark in Thailand is coming back. So he's coming back. He's working from home. So hopefully he'll be there as well. Anyone else? NFL? Perhaps 1 o'clock. 1 p.m. What time's the early games start? Oh, let's have a look. Oh, the advert's on. I'm just looking at the TV now. So NFL Network. 1 o'clock there. NFL 1 o'clock. Yeah, but what time zone's that? How many minutes before the kickoff, Joe? How many? You got an hour or 2 hours to kick off? 3 hours to go. All right, I'm going to go sleep. The trouble is, when you've done these shows, you come off it and you're buzzing, you know. But I will show you. I'll probably have to take a couple of these tonight. Oh, stop sharing. Wine gums. Yeah, I didn't take one tonight, not after last week. Yeah, we miss you as well, Jay. But you'll be living here next year, won't you? You're going to be living in. Is it next year? You'll be living here. So when you're living here, I think you'll end up moving down our way, Jay. To be honest with you, I can't see you staying in Bangkok. Hopefully, you'll move down to like Bang Sarai, down that area. I really like Bang Sarai. I think Bang Sarai is a great area to live. If somebody said to me like where to live, if I was just with a Thai partner, I'd live in Bang Sarai. Like where Greenie lives, he lives in his apartment's amazing. Like where I live is probably a little bit too quiet for most people, to be honest with you. Where I live is very, very quiet. So I wouldn't say this is the best area to live in if you want loads of life. Because what I got here, I really struggle finding places to eat for me here. To a certain extent, it feels like I'm up in noon on tardy. Because I don't eat a lot of Thai food. That's no disrespect to any of the restaurants in the area. I just don't use them. Anyway, guys, that's about it for tonight. I am going to check out because I've been on air for nearly 3 hours. Oil, yeah, I reckon the oil probably, as you say, Joe. I think after I can see it going down. Yeah, Pratanac. I think Pratanac is unbelievable. Unbelievable area. I really like it down there. I'll tell you what I'll do, Jay. I'll send you a link for some properties right on the beach where you can rent. Really nice properties. I'll send you a link for it. My missus went in there to inquire, but only do yearly rentals, we was looking for a friend, and I'll send you the link for that. Well, thank you very much, guys, for coming in tonight. I really look forward to seeing you next Sunday for a special event. Where there's going to be loads and loads of people. There's only 4 people in the chat now, so it's like Jay and Joe and myself. So, but I really appreciate you all coming on. Cup on cup, and look forward to seeing you all next week. And also look forward to seeing you on Dave's live show on Tuesday, and hopefully Dave's mum's feeling a lot better as well, because our prayers go out to her. Also to Mitch, I think Mitch is in hiding somewhere, you know. He's like the Scarlet Pimpernel. We seek him here, we seek him there, we seek that Mitch everywhere. Is he in Udon? Is he in Phuket? Is he in Seattle? Is he in Pla? We got no idea where that damn elusive Pimpernel Mitch is hanging out. Take care, people. Have a great week. Love to everybody.